Premier League.
Wait, so hold on, you already hit the stick? Hit this
Oh, yeah, you're going to use that
down in a way.
Hey,
so
man, how are ya? How you doing out there, everybody?
Yeah.
Everybody.
Sure, like,
Put your hands in the air like you just don't care.
I got you. I'm up close and personal.
Snackman sitting next to me. Ponytail in his hair.
Ponytail
in his hair.
Chelsea sucks.
Chelsea suck.
Chelsea,
the
your
worst.
favorite team in the league.
Premier League.
Matchday 26. We're here. PFC 283. Before we start, thank you for sticking with us, guys. 283 episodes.
That's it?
It's absolutely insane, and we still have some hardcores out there. And we appreciate the support. We just in here talking footy.
PFC Nation.
PFC Nation. Let's get into it.
Malta Nation.
Malta. I wonder if Malta still supports us, dude.
I hope
We had a strong following for a while. I wonder if they're still all about this PFC life. They probably are, man. They're hardcores out there.
They're just doing bad in fantasy, so
yeah,
no
they get
shouts
real
for Terry.
Al always causing problems. Doesn't have a laptop.
Shit.
I really need y'all having problems.
Let's get into it, man. Like I said, Premier League Matchday 26 review. The big game of the weekend. Probably the biggest game of the season so far as score, as far as SmackDown, as far as class display.
I was about to say,
they're not worth it.
We say big game every weekend when 2 of the top 6, but thank you for clarifying.
No, but this one was just historical. This is Chelsea's worst defeat in club history. Man City 6, Chelsea duck it.
An historic ass whooping.
Is it ahistoric or anhistoric? Ahistoric?
Well,
I'm with you, bro.
because
We're talking about
I hear
draw
anhistoric here.
Yeah, no, that doesn't.
There's some kind of technical rule there.
There's got to be a vowel.
Sorry to
or-
derail you, bro.
We're talking words in the
grammar.
lexicon earlier.
Gotten confused right there.
Look, man, Chelsea got absolutely destroyed, drubbed, and I'm tired of this pompous Chelsea attitude. Oh, we spend the most, therefore we are the best. No, you're shite, man. You're absolute shite. Okay, and I'm an Arsenal fan, so people can go at me and be like, oh, you guys got smacked by City as well. Bro, at least we showed heart. We went up a goal on City. Then they fired right back on us. Like, created opportunities.
Wait, is that a moral victory? Or is that just...
Wow.
It is.
Bro.
Hey, who's went up first?
There is something to be said about laying over and dying versus fighting and dying. 100%. Since the Colosseum days, you're just gonna lay there and be eaten by that tiger or that lion, or you're actually gonna try kill that lion. Come on, man.
I'm laying down, man.
You gotta go out like a warrior.
I'm laying down. I'm going against the tiger, bro. I'm laying down.
That's why you ain't about this life, man. That's why you still rocking that ponytail. I see you laying down.
Pull that mic over, bro. Right in front of you.
Right in front of you. Right
Yeah,
there.
man.
The cord.
Oh, you guys got nothing to say about that take right there? All right, I'll keep going. Aguero hat-trick. This man, 2 hat-tricks.
In his past 3 appearances.
In the weekends. Like last weekend, he scored a hat-trick. This weekend. And I'm sure people were a little bit shy on him, seeing as though they're going against Chelsea. Bro.
Everyone was, man. Hussey somehow captained him by mistake.
Yeah,
nonetheless.
he definitely forgot to do his fantasy. But
Absolutely, man. But
good on him.
Now, Aguero, I think we were talking with Al before we started recording. And I think, obviously, Aguero, I think, has been top 3 forwards in EPL history. Shearer, Henry, Aguero. Aguero is now creeping into the stats column where he's about to surpass Shearer, I think, for most hat-tricks in EPL.
He's tied with him with 11, so if he gets one more, he's the outright leader.
He's Man City's top scorer of all time.
But for me, if you watch those 3 play, you got another stat there?
Yeah, I was going to say he's approaching all-time EPL top scorer. So, like, all I'm saying is he's starting to... Like, step 1, I feel like, is dominating stats. To be the king, you got to have the numbers, or at least be in the neighborhood of the numbers to
Got to be
back
in the
it.
neighborhood.
And then number 2 is that style of play. And that's where Al and I were kind of like... I was playing a bit of devil's advocate because I think in my entire lifetime, I think Henry's the best forward I've ever seen. But, man, Aguero literally brought this team from nothing. By team, I mean Man City. He was that first
Single-handed,
generation.
huh?
Wasn't single-handed, but he was the first generation. Like, they
He was
bought
the
a number
man.
9.
He's Superman.
They bought a number 9, and that was solved. It's been solved since he came in. Like, sure, they had Dzeko, Balotelli, all these supporting casts trying to almost dethrone him.
I grew up watching Alan Shearer, Henry, Aguero. Aesthetically, when I'm watching who's the better player, and this is why like Snacks and I get into like the whole Harry Kane thing. When I see what Aguero can do, like to me, he's a better player than Alan Shearer ever was. Like, and Shearer was an amazing goal scorer.
Yeah.
Like, But again,
Aguero can do it all, man.
yeah, like come on,
Well,
what
I'll
can
do it
this
all.
guy do? Maybe head the ball.
I'm sure.
Is a strong
I'm sure if he wasn't on a team stacked with set piece specialists, he would get a shot and he could take free kicks. I'm sure he could.
Who's
Aguero.
that?
He's like he could do it all. I'm sure he could.
Who's the free kick specialist on Man City?
Mahrez can take free kicks. David
Bruyne.
Silva, De Bruyne.
Mars is playing every game. No, who's the free kick?
I'm just saying.
Who's the free kick
Okay, let
specialist?
me give you a
KDB.
scenario.
Who's the free kick specialist?
De Bruyne.
How many goals does he have in free kicks since he's arrived?
Oh
Two?
no,
None?
2, 3.
One? Oh, he's a specialist then.
Okay, David Silva. He scored a banger this year from the set piece.
From the spot.
From the spot. Listen, man, I've been a Harry Kane advocate. I was getting tired.
Don't
but
we know
listen,
it?
man, when you score 2 hat tricks and listen, I want to make something clear. I've always rated Aguero, but when I say I don't rate him, that doesn't mean I think he's a bad player. I think he's an amazing player.
You underrate
This
him,
game,
as
man.
we mentioned
that
before.
first
You underrate
goal,
Aguero.
that's true. That first game,
Unex-
that first goal he scored today.
After he missed the sitter. I mean,
After he
man,
misses a
man
sitter.
could have scored from
After
2 yards out,
speech-
but he scored from 20.
After he
Speechless,
pulled
man.
the
I was
Cavani.
just like,
He's been doing this. He's been doing this for a long time, man. And look, man. For me, I think a lot of us are also going to get caught up in Aguero. I still think the best player on the pitch was Raheem Sterling. If you watch how the goals were created, the effect that this guy had, driving, Azpilicueta is probably top 3 right backs in the league, or maybe
Yeah, for the-
top 5 defenders
Bro,
overall.
for the last probably since he's been at Chelsea, he's been hands down their best defender. I know they've had John Terry.
He made this dude look like a sloth. Like this dude was, which leads me. Raheem Sterling's unmarkable. I don't think there's anyone who can mark this guy in the world 1-on-1, bro.
You know
He's
what?
approaching that level of when you look at
Ashley Young
Neymar
did.
and Bobby, just 1-on-1, not necessarily.
Ashley Young
overall.
did.
But you know,
Ashley
you
Young
can't
did.
mark him 1-on-1.
Ashley Young did.
You did.
Ashley Young
But
did.
you know what it is with him, man?
It's not gonna bite. It's not gonna bite.
It's the decisions that make him special. He can dribble and take you on. He can lay it off. He can cross. He can shoot and curl. And I know Huss has an argument. He can't score outside of 13 yards, he said, or 12 yards.
Well, it's getting yard by yard. It's getting further out.
He's getting further and further, and obviously he had a tap in this game, so it doesn't really strengthen his argument. But I think it's the dynamism of what he can do, and that's what makes it unpredictable. So when he got that ball against Ashby, you saw Ashby was just standing him up, thinking, oh, he's going to lay it off the Man City way, knock the ball around, probably knock it back in the middle, rotate the ball, keep it moving.
I'm gonna run right at you.
No move, no step over, just
Driving.
drag it by and beat him with pace. And you saw Ashby extending his arm, trying to put a body on him.
Can't do
and
shit.
The quads.
He almost
quads.
pulled
It's
it
the
out. in
quads,
the end,
man.
The challenge.
It's the
but-
quads.
He
Roasting
did,
Rudiger?
but that's the inch difference.
How many times did he roast Rudiger?
Nah,
And
I think
Rudiger's
he
a
roasted
good
Rudiger
defender.
once. No, I
No,
think
but there were times you just run by him. Again, it wasn't like a step over, and which he's got in his locker. He's got the douse in his locker, but
I
he's
don't
just
think-
running beyond
man.
everyone. That
That's
whole
where he's-
Chelsea backline could not deal with him. Man, Raheem Sterling to me is the player of this match. Aguero got the hat trick. That's what all the pundits and everyone, we should focus on Aguero. I mean, come on, this guy's making history pretty much every time he plays. But Raheem Sterling, I think Pep Guardiola, I think he's leaning heavily on Raheem Sterling. Obviously, there are other players in this City team,
bro,
but
fact of
this
life-
he's taking it to a new level.
Fact of life, he's leaning on Sterling. You know why? The simple tell. Sterling starts every game.
Yeah.
Sterling starts. The rotation is Sane and Mahrez.
And
that's the
and
rotation.
Silva.
And Silva now is
Bernardo
taking
Silva.
David
Yo, man,
Silva's time.
Bernardo Silva, for what he's worth, man, he could be starting on just about any team in this league.
In the world, man. In the world.
All right, slow down.
You telling me he want to get into
In
Real
the
Madrid's
world,
11?
Craig.
Real Madrid?
Yes.
I think he could right now.
He would
Maybe.
get into Barca's 11?
Nah,
No, he would. Nah, he
Yeah.
would.
Hey, let's-
Nah,
hey,
no,
As
no,
long
no.
as, as long as Artur...
He'd rotate.
Over
Guys that
Coutinho,
start-
he would get
when
over
you say
Coutinho.
starting any team of the world, it's hands down, he's in there.
I'm
I
taking
think there's an argument.
Bernardo Silva right now over Coutinho, who starts pretty much every game.
Wait,
for
time out.
Barcelona.
When I said start on any team in the world, he's not starting on Man City consistently, so there goes your theory there. The team that he's on, he's not starting on.
Bomb drop. Mic drop.
That's all I mean to say, man. He goes to Chelsea, he should be starting every game. I mean, United doesn't really fit, but, dude, this guy's just so much quality. And the Aguero duff that he had, the open net, how he worked the space in the box, beautiful ball across. He got the assist for Raheem Sterling on that the quick free kick down the line.
He's
And he was-
special.
He was
dude.
composed,
He's
too.
dude, he's shifty. He's got that low center of gravity. Not a lot of height or physicality, but he's just technical. He's got a little more speed than David Silva does. But
And Pep said, right at the beginning, before we started seeing this Bernardo Silva,
He's like, I would never sell him.
he was like, if he's sold, I leave. That's
Yeah.
how important he is. And I'm sure he'd say that about a lot of his players. But the fact that he said it about Bernardo before we
Who's
saw
a
this
nobody,
Bernardo,
yeah.
who was a nobody. He was
Belief.
a good player, played on Portugal, blah, blah, blah. But, I'm sure Monday through Friday he was seeing special things from this guy. And now finally on Saturdays and Sundays we're seeing it.
That
too.
inspires belief in the player, right? Okay, maybe you're not doing so well right now, or you're sitting on the bench. We're trying to bring along David Silva, but bro, the belief that this dude has in his play. Zinchenko's out here getting 2 assists. Like he just
that last goal.
Speaking of belief, sorry, let's get into that. We've been waxing poetic about Man City and they deserve it. But let's get into Chelsea.
Man. This guy, man, just
at the end of the game, refuses to shake Pep's hand.
Doesn't even
which I
acknowledge
applaud.
him.
Really?
I applaud that.
No acknowledgement.
Didn't shake his hand.
You know what I don't applaud? The excuse that apparently Gianfranco Zola, who may potentially be the next Chelsea boss, told Pep Guardiola, "Oh, he didn't see you. Oh, sorry, didn't see you on his way out."
And I applaud Zola for that because he's getting his man's back.
Yeah, it's a CYA move.
Man, I've always been a fan of the bad guy. Like losing and then going to shake the opponent's hand. If I ever beat an opponent and they don't want to shake my hand, I never take that personal because when it matters, I beat you, dude. So whether you shake my hand or not means nothing. I know the pundits are talking about it. Oh, bad sportsmanship, blah blah blah. Who gives a fuck? The dude's hurt. He got smacked for 6. Biggest loss in Chelsea history ever. Okay, he doesn't shake your hand. Who cares? And Pep took it well, to his credit. Pep just smiled and nodded.
You know, because they're friends. The response Pep had, that was good. That was good. Not to throw him under the bus.
You know what you do though in that situation? Instead of walking away, you face the flames. You walk into that fight and you crush the shit out of Pep's hand. You fucking you pull him in. You just fucking crunch all his goddamn fingers, and you motherfucker. That's what you do. You don't walk away, man. You get in there.
I walk away. I spit on your shoes,
on your wife.
Jose Mourinho style,
bro.
Poking eyes out.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that because I think your opinion on that is like that of like a Michael Jordan level competitor. Where if I lose, I hate you, man.
Show me a good loser, and I'll show you a loser, bro. That's a cliche, but like guys who lose on bad sportsmanship, I never judge them because. Man, when it mattered,
especially when you get smacked up,
who cares about all the extra shit?
Is Sarri going to keep his job?
Yes.
Yeah.
For this year, for this season, over the summer, I don't know.
So only if they make Champions League, then he'll retain it. Maybe.
Maybe if Champions League, but even then, I think he's lost belief in the squad. Like you were saying as well, and I think the whole world is saying it. Hazard is leaving. I mean, this made it.
To me, that's a red flag, bro. So what you just said to me is a major red flag. Even if Chelsea qualify for Champions League, there's still a chance that he gets fired. To me, that's a red flag.
No, but it's not a red flag because that's the Chelsea way. Like that's literally Chelsea like system. Conte won the title. Okay. Next year he was fired. Like
red
Jose,
flag again.
Same thing.
It's like
I don't know if it's a red flag or it's just the Chelsea way. At any other club, I'd give you the red flag. But like, sorry, getting fired doesn't mean Chelsea won't win the title next season or 2 seasons from now. For United, if that happened, that's a red flag. City, Arsenal, big red flags. But because of their system, Chelsea system, where
it's commonplace.
It's consistency, man.
It's like Real Madrid.
It's a revolving door of managers.
But they have more titles than Arsenal, Liverpool, Spurs, and City combined. You know what I mean? Like in recent times.
It works. The formula works. Since 2004, the formula works.
It works. It's ugly. That's why I don't say it's a red flag. Any other club, I'd give you that. But
I think it's a red flag just because it speaks to more than accomplishment. It speaks to... Again, the belief in the players, how he's addressing the players, and we know at Chelsea the players are the most powerful, right? Well, and the owner first, but then it's the players second.
For sure.
Well, you know what you do, man. Hazard's definitely going at the end of this season. I don't think with Real Madrid being in their shambles, they need a big marquee signing. I think he's the guy, and that's fine, man. He's kind of a cancer to the team, like Pogba was for a long time. Snacks, but you sell him off, you get, at least 150.
Yeah, I think they quoted wanting 1/5.
You got to get at least 150,000 million pounds. You know, and you take that money, you invest in the squad. You know, you buy people who will work for you. Sorry type players. Balance the squad out if he does stay.
So here's the thing: they buy Abramovich type players, and that's that sporting director lady who clashed with Conte, who clashed with Jose, because those guys will want their piece. The prime example was Conte wanted Lukaku. And Abramovich or the sporting director, I don't know who makes the decision, wanted Morata. And that's what pissed Conte off in the first place, that second season. He wanted Diego Costa out.
Yeah, we already seen this under Sarri when I guess he said he likes Pulisic, but he had no idea that they were going to purchase him for that amount of money.
What do you think of Pulisic, Sarri? Yeah, he's a good player. All right, thanks. We'll see you. Have a good day. 2 months later, hey, we
And
signed
that's-
Pulisic.
and
What?
that's why I was saying that this is the reason why they hired, I don't want to disrespect Sarri, but like a beta manager. Not that he's not a good manager, but they can't.
You're
got
not
very
Jose
careful.
You
class.
can't
You're not
bring
Pep
in
Guardiola
Allegri
class.
and
Exactly,
do this
and
shit
do
to
that
him.
to him. And they found that out the hard way with Jose crashed him, Conte crashed him. So they were hoping to bring in a manager who's probably maybe tactically as good as Conte and maybe could win something, but at the same time wouldn't have the clout to disrespect the decisions, the purchase decisions.
Dude,
he made.
I think sorry when he called
did.
him out publicly.
He did.
I think that's when it went to shit. Okay, he called him out, and rightfully so to call him out.
He retracted.
But
the
that's
statement.
where I think you kind of lost the players, and then they bounced back. So what? They lost 4-0 to Bournemouth,
They won 5-0
5-0
against
to Hudders.
beat Huddersfield 5-0, who's most likely going to get relegated.
Yep.
Now they lose 6-0. I mean,
But
he
then what
didn't want to
happens-
see. We don't know what's going to happen.
What
It's
happens
a roller
next game
coaster.
if they win 6-0?
I mean, it depends who they're playing next, but it's
Let me double check.
It's definitely a roller coaster. But my thing is now I think you've lost some of the trust from the players, and that's major, man. Especially if we're talking about how
Yeah, but how much of that
Abramovich
trust
is
was
number one
already there, though? I mean, like
Exactly.
they have a new manager every like 2 minutes.
Exactly.
I
Like
mean, if you
how-
see the beginning of the season, Chelsea were on fire. They're the new
Yeah, it's a new
manager,
manager
bounce.
bounce.
But you know what I think
But as
that
soon
was?
as it's like if Solskjaer, bro, and I know it's a different club,
Yeah.
different circumstance. But if Man United get beat heavily, if you get upset, if Cardiff beats Man United and Solskjaer just starts calling out players publicly, it's like, Coach, hey, like I thought we were in this together. Oh, so this is how you are when we lose, and you know what I mean? Like how you respond when you lose versus how you respond when you win. Oh, it's all good.
Yeah, but
then
Sarri
when we
seems
lose,
like
it's
that
your
guy that's-
fault. I separate myself from you when we
But
lose.
sorry,
Sarri
but I don't
keeps-
think Sarri was that guy at Napoli.
Sarri's the
No,
guy
he
that
wasn't
keeps,
because he's compared Napoli to Chelsea players too.
Exactly. So like,
and Sarri's like he sticks to his guns. So like it must have taken a lot for him to call out his
Exactly,
team.
man.
Like
It's not a
like
personality
we don't know what
thing like
happens in
Jose.
the
It's
back
not-
room.
I agree with you.
And I'm
I
sure
agree with you there.
when they had lost, I don't know, they lost to Tottenham or something like that. I'm sure this is just an example. He was trying to motivate them, and nobody
lost
was
to
like up
Arsenal.
for it. Nobody.
they lost to Arsenal.
Yeah,
I think
Arsenal.
that was the game when he came out.
Yeah, and like nobody like was up for it. Like maybe he was just like, I'm talking to Tiki like he's Hazard, and I'm sorry, Tiki. Like you got to step your shit up, like this, that, whatever. And Tiki's like, okay, sure, yeah, I'll step up.
And
It's like no, that's not the fire I
There's a
want to
difference between
see.
saying
That's
that
the-
to him right here in this room
Yeah, but-
versus saying
but at
it
some-
in front
No,
of
100%.
At some, point,
100%.
Yeah.
at some point, we don't know how many times he said it behind the scenes. At some point, look,
Oh, he
if it's
said
not,
it a bunch, I bet.
So if it's not in your personality, right? Like Jose, of course, with him that's his default. But if a manager was at a previous club, never really called out his players, comes to this club and calls someone out, I don't see that as necessarily a bad move. I see it as a move of desperation. Like this is my last attempt, and
Maybe.
we can
Desperation or
literally say-
exasperation?
Either or, we can literally see the cancer in this
that?
Chelsea team, who also happens to be the cure at the same time. It's Hazard. Hazard has destroyed two managers, more than two managers, but the main two, Jose and Conte.
And he's helped them both win an EPL
And he's helped them
title.
both, so he's the cancer and the cure.
Well,
The
now
sooner
it's
Chelsea
going to be a
leaves this-
third manager here with Sarri.
Exactly. The sooner Hazard leaves and
it's
Abramovich
the better for
leaves
Chelsea.
him,
That's
the better for Chelsea as a team.
Man,
maybe not.
I think
winning
majority
wise.
of this is on the players, no doubt, man. I think
it's on
hard
one
to-
player.
I think it's hard to blame it on one player, man.
I blame it
Especially
on
with
one-
dudes like Mark Alonso out here getting exposed. You see
Nah,
that
look.
goal? He's telling Hazard to track back.
Yeah,
You're
look,
playing
look.
left back.
Look,
what are you
those-
doing? Ross Barkley goes off on him, and then Ross Barkley comes back. He causes an error.
Those kind of things I'm
Come on.
okay with, man. But when you're in the media saying 1 week, I want to be a legend like Drogba and Lampard were for this club, and then the next week
I want to go to
you're saying
Madrid.
you want to go to Madrid, and then the week after that you're saying I love Chelsea, I'm killing it. Then the week after that you come out, and by the week after that I mean last week he comes out and he told a French interview that he's made a decision.
And that's the thing
on
with-
his,
and
on
that's-
his future. So like this yo-yo thing. As far as the players, yeah, man, the players are all culpable. Alonso, Barkley, but like when you have your best player, aka Pogba, that was my beef with Pogba, who's in and out for whatever reason, man. Whether you like
He's
the
not
manager,
committed.
blah blah blah,
He's
you're
not committed.
It's a cancer on the team, no matter how good you are.
Here's the thing, and maybe I'm throwing some Pogba bias. We'll move on after this.
Yep.
Thing with Hazard is that he plays well when he wants to play well. Like I don't,
Yeah, that's my fucking beef.
and I don't think he's the type of guy. And Pogba's the same way. Like, listen, I backed Pogba during that, and I can admit that he was at fault for like at least half of what happened with him and Mourinho. Like, it was a 50-50 split, and the club had to make a decision.
Yeah.
With Hazard, like, I don't like playing the number 9. I want to play on the left. Okay, What do you want me to do? Bring in a number 9 that's actually good. They go out and get Higuain, someone who's banged under Sarri before.
Yep. And he's still doing work.
He plays every game. It's not like he's like with Pogba where he's getting dropped because he had a bad game. They start
him every time, yeah.
They're playing him. So, like, if you're not putting it in, like, that's why I agree with him. Like, he's 28 years old. Like, how many good years are you going to get out of him anyways? It's time for him to sell him to Madrid, get your 100 mil, whatever it is, and then rebuild. Sure, you might have a few bad years, but you have to.
Man, I think this
just
comes
give Hazard credit.
This comes
Hazard
with Chelsea.
has put in the work. It comes with Chelsea, and they're usually quick to like get rid of people. In this case, they fell in love with Hazard, and it's justified, man. Hazard is a top 5 player on his best day, top 10 easily on a regular day. So, like, I understand why Abramovich held on, but this is like the 3rd year going of Hazard threatening to leave this club. It's time to let go, Chelsea. It's time, dude, because now it's starting to have negative effects on ownership and all that shit.
I don't like the conclusion that it's Hazard's fault. I'll just say that.
I don't like that
conclusion.
But he's at fault. He is at fault.
He's at fault for some of it. I don't think he's the majority at fault.
I mean, it's not.
Sounds like you guys are saying
Mourinho and Pogba and all that
stuff.
It's not just Pogba's fault. It's not just Mourinho's fault.
I'm saying majority. That's what it sounded like. Like, all right, majority of it is on Hazard. I
think the locker room issues.
A good amount of it is.
I think the locker room issues is Hazard because there's a track record thing. 3 managers. If Sarri was the first time Hazard's ever beefed with a manager, sure, but Hazard beefs with every manager that comes in there and tries to change him.
I think it's a mercenary.
I think it's ownership. I think it's how the club's ran. You're never going to get consistency in how this club is run.
Ownership is backed Hazard. That's why Hazard's still at the club. The ownership has backed the players, just like Woodward.
You'll never get consistency in how Chelsea's run. That's why you just won't get consistency. There'll be ups, there'll be downs, and now they're going through a down.
But one last thing on this, just to wrap it up. Man City go top of the league again with a game, and they played a game extra, but they're tied on points with Liverpool, better goal difference by a large margin. And Chelsea, meanwhile, clear by miles in 4th place in December, slipped now to 6th on goal difference, below Arsenal even. I mean, even Arsenal's ahead of Chelsea now. I mean, that's
what the fuck's that supposed to mean?
What's that supposed to mean, bro?
It's literally on the biggest technical. They have identical records. It's because Arsenal have scored more goals. That's why that Arsenal are in 5th and Chelsea are in 6th.
Why you in 4th?
What was that? I'm not shitting on you. I'm just telling you what the margin is. I'm telling you what the margin is.
Liverpool 3, Bournemouth 0. Liverpool keeping pace here, man. They're in a title race.
Oh, blip is over for temporary until they get Champions League midweek again. It's a week in Bayern Munich. Actually,
they'll body Bayern Munich.
Bayern, I don't know about bodied.
They'll body them.
No way, they play Bayern, then they play United at the weekend, which is going to be a great game.
I'm scared.
But 3-0, man. They were due. They were going to slap Bournemouth either way, man. Like, it was not a guarantee, but they had to make a comeback after the recent performances they've had, and it was pretty convincing. Bournemouth didn't really stand a chance. Where Bournemouth has beaten Chelsea 4-0, they didn't have a sniff in this game.
Yeah, no, it was pretty TCB for Liverpool, and it's good for them going into a Champions League week.
False hope
with a game like
false
that.
Hope.
I hope it's false hope, dude. I really do. But
GG.
Yeah, Liverpool comes. This is their first win in 3 games in the EPL. In 3 games in the EPL. So they come out of that weirdness. And we were talking before the show, and I don't think Liverpool is as strong as last year, only because of the fact you look at them on paper, they are.
Let them finish.
You look at them on paper, they definitely are. The players, the quality. But this year, I think there's that mental edge of losing in a Champions League final. That's hurt them. And now they're in a title race where they could have been 7 points clear. They drop points, which shows for me the mentality, the pressure is so much. You got Jamie Carragher saying, Milner coming out and saying that Liverpool should be enjoying leading the title race from the front. For me, I think like Dortmund, Klopp is a better manager when he's chasing the
underdog
lead,
style.
when he's underdog. Yeah. And this year, they're really not. Like, obviously, City is still probably the most safest for your money to say who's going to win. But as far as, like, numbers and league ranking, this is Liverpool's title to lose. And for me, that's where they're stumbling. They tie Leicester 1-1, and it was a type of game where Leicester could have pipped that 2 or 3-1. It's not like Liverpool had 100.
Leicester was a better team.
And then West Ham, Mark Noble had a chance to win it.
Exactly, dude. So, like, for me, that's what I mean when I say last season, you probably would see them drop points just because, they drop points, but it wouldn't be because of mental pressure. And for me, this season, the mental pressure, I think, is a factor that these players just aren't used to. There's not a single title winner on this team. So that's why I'm saying on paper, for sure, man, they're better than they were last year. As far as the points, I think they're 12 points better this year than they were last year. But the pressure is 10 times more this year than it was last year.
That to me just,
and I see them choking.
So, that to me just speaks to expectations.
Exactly.
How do you manage expectations?
Exactly.
City manage them better because they've been there, done that. Right? So that doesn't necessarily mean...
Even before they've been there, done that, they finished, fourth?
Yeah, so
the season before, then they won the season by 18 points.
Numbers-wise, last year, 4th place, 75 points, and, 38 games.
Yeah, they're 12 points ahead of their pace last year. But
and they've already got 65,
The pressure is 10 times more. And I think we're starting to see cracks in this. I don't think...
I still think they're a better team this year, though.
I still think they're
a better team this year.
They're more consistent unit, a more complete unit.
Better defensive
the Virgil
unit.
van Dijk signing, yeah.
They can win in numerous ways. Like a game like Leicester last year,
they would have
probably tie that game, especially without Virgil.
They would have leaked. I mean? They would have leaked a goal.
They would have got a goal or something like that. But now they're able to play. They're able to play a bad game and win. You know what I mean?
They're still leaking, but they only have 15 goals against all season.
That's what I'm saying, bro. They don't get many goals scored against them, and on top of that, they're deeper. They can bring in Naby Keita off the bench. They can bring in Fabinho off the bench.
Agreed, and they did that, and they're still showing the same signs they did last year. They're better as far as, like I said, stats-wise, but they're showing the same cracks they did last year, except the difference is now they have a better cushion. So yes.
So why do they have a better cushion?
Exactly, like I said, on paper they definitely have a
better cushion
squad.
Because they're a better team.
Absolutely,
they've come up to.
But they have the same problems they did last year. Mentality.
Just because you have the same problems as last year doesn't mean you don't make strides in other areas.
Absolutely.
So you may be right about that, about them tempering expectations, but they've made strides in other areas, which makes them better than last year.
100 said on paper. They're much better than they were. They're much better than they were. Absolutely. But they still have the same problem in that these guys are not winners.
And I just think you're focusing on the negative with Liverpool when there's so many positives to this team, man. Like,
there's so many attractive hugs.
People were hating on Matip had a game. He had a game. Even the yellow card he got was a bullshit-ass yellow card,
what was he against Man City and Leicester? He didn't have a game. So he's also...
I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about Liverpool, Bournemouth. He 100%. Had a game, and we stay hitting on Matip.
He did.
Man's got no hips.
He's got no hips.
Matip is not a fraud. Matip, he's not the dude.
He's suspect as fucking hell, dude.
Suspect. He's not. What I'm saying when I say he's not a fraud, he's not the dude who's gonna make a mistake and cause you to lose. Like Mustafi, he's that guy.
All right,
he'll off a goal kick. He won't track a Aguero.
You're saying he's not error prone.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't see.
I've never criticized him.
But that's why I don't think he's a suspect. To me, a guy who's
suspect because he can get beat. He reminds me of Sacco. You used to love Sacco when he was on Liverpool.
No, but he's suspect because he's liable to a mistake because he doesn't have a touch.
Sacco was error prone.
Raw touch. Like Matip is just he is what he is. He's a 77, 76.
Yeah, exactly.
We see what
he's not a starter, man. If you turn him, you're gone.
But we say he's a player you can rotate in there. But he's not
because Liverpool's trying to win a Champions League and a title, and you're not going to do it on the back of Matip.
No, you're going to do it with Lovren in there.
That's why he's suspect for me. That's the only
reason.
He's
a rotational player. To call a rotational player suspect, I think that's harsh. If you see what he is,
I don't think he's rotational
unless you think he doesn't belong.
Who he rotated
in the 2 games he was rotated in, he was exposed, and they didn't get a result.
Which 2 games? Because this wasn't one of them.
Leicester and West Ham.
What about this game?
This game he was Bournemouth. But that's exactly what suspect is. It means one game you're good, next game you're not. One game you're good, next game you're not. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying Matip is. I'm not saying Matip is garbage. No one's saying that.
And Tom, to your point,
shit.
I agree with you. I mean, he's not the worst defender in the league.
No, he's not. 100%.
But you're saying he's a rotational player.
He is.
I disagree with that. He's a squad player. He's your Phil Jones. He's your guy deep in the reserves. You bring him on when you need to.
To me, Phil Jones doesn't belong at Manchester United, which is why he's suspect.
This is not a Phil Jones conversation.
I'm just letting you know my definition of suspect. You use Phil Jones as an example.
Phil Jones is not a suspect. He's just what you get. He's what
to
you
me, he's
get.
not good enough to be at Man U. I think Matip's good enough to be at Liverpool as a dude coming in off the bench.
No way, dude. That's where I differ with you.
When you have Joe Gomez coming off the bench, Joe Gomez is young. He's already better than Matip.
Joe Gomez is the dude.
And Joe Gomez is young. He can turn into the. I'm not saying he's going to be the next Van Dijk, but he could turn into someone.
Joe Gomez
is a prospect. Yeah, he's a very good prospect.
You can rotationally. Yeah, he's the guy you rotate because you want to play him. But Matip's like, dude, we got an empty barrel. I guess we have to use Matip because we got nothing else.
That's where we differ.
Matip and Klavan are the same, except Klavan's more likely.
Klavan's
to make
way
a
worse.
mistake.
See, I think
Klavan's way worse.
Oh my god! See, I don't think that's two different.
But man, this game
universes.
3-0.
Anyways, Bournemouth.
Sadio Mane getting the goal to start.
I'm tired of Huss, man. I'm tired of Huss rating this cuck Firmino.
We're all tired of Huss.
By the way,
Dude,
Firmino had
that
a
assist.
Yeah,
Come on,
that
bro.
was
That's
fine.
literally
That
why
was
he's on
fine.
the field,
That's
bro.
fine. No, I understand, but this guy, like, you know what the thing
striker.
is that like Huss is that like the way he talks about Mane. He's like, I like him. I like him a lot. I want him to say, but like, no, there's no but. He's a scorer. He's a shooter. Shooters shoot the ball.
You know where the butt is? He's coward.
He's
That's where the butt is.
he's 100%.
That's the only. So I'm defending
But he
Huss
scored.
here
But he
because-
scored in 4 consecutive games for the first time in his career. Man, this guy. I've been saying. I said he could be equal of importance to Salah because more often than not, Mane scoring the goal that opens the scoring.
Dude, Salah's Michael Jordan.
Nah,
Dude, Salah is fucking 30 seconds
no
left.
Mane's Pepe.
You get the ball to Jordan. you get the ball
Mane's
to
Pippen.
Salah.
Then. Mane's Pippen. Then
Yeah,
he's the number 2.
dude,
He's
there's
100% the
I
number
agree.
2.
no
Sure.
way.
I think he's
Okay.
the number 2. I
Sure.
agree that
Yeah,
he's the number
absolutely.
2, and I think Firmino's number 3. Now 2 and 3, there's not a big separation
Yeah,
between
no,
Mane and Firmino.
I mean, if you see that
No.
assist from Firmino, yeah, that was absolutely
big-
class.
But
But
before,
like,
on that goal, Snacks, on the beautiful.
oh, he's
heel
offside.
flick.
He's offside.
No, I mean, irregardless of that.
Regardless.
Naby Keita's been getting a lot of stick the last couple of games, especially against the West Ham game.
Garbage.
Didi Hamann came out talking shit.
He's garbage.
I don't think.
John Aldridge from the '80s came out talking shit.
In that game, he was garbage.
Yeah, I mean, it was
West Ham-
it was
he got
Admiral-
lost.
it was
He got lost by
Lallana
Rice and Noble.
and Keita they were shitting on, but
It wasn't garbage.
for all he's worth, man, the pass he played in outside the boot, Sherrill to Firmino on the run. It was
Filthy.
it was a beautiful
Look,
pass.
you can still be a class player and have.
I'm
a
just saying
garbage
he's
game.
got. I mean,
like in that game,
he
I
has-
watched that
called
West
out
Ham
by-
game. He wasn't garbage.
Dude, West Ham, Noble, he got bossed by Noble and Rice that game. He got picked off by Rice like Rice is the next Conte.
Yeah,
like,
he also created the opportunity for Origi, who was offsides, when he slipped them in
Wait,
there.
that was
Yeah,
no
but
finish.
that's-
Hey,
that's
listen,
the- that's the
time
90th
out.
minute
But you go on.
90 minutes
You know what I
before
mean?
that, he was getting bossed off the field. But it doesn't mean that
Dude.
Naby Keita is not going to be the next.
Tom,
That's not what I'm
solid
thinking
guy.
you're
Tom,
saying. That's not what I
you
think you're
go
saying.
you go on Twitter. I watched. I mean, someone made a compilation of Naby Keita versus West Ham.
Yeah,
all his
dude.
highlights, all his touches.
It was-
5-yard pass, 6-yard pass, 2-yard pass, 10-yard
was
pass.
rough that
It was
game.
just like that. Those were his highlights. Like intercepted the ball.
I mean, his
whatever.
lowlights.
They
What were his
they
highlights?
But then you
didn't
had
bring in the highlights.
But then you
What
had
he did
90th minute chip over the top to Origi that he
was
duffed.
30. That was-
But
yeah.
it was like he didn't do anything. It was West Ham, and he didn't impose himself, and that he was brought in to impose himself with his strength quotation marks.
Yeah, man.
Let my man,
he's
get,
gonna-
let my man
Naby's
stay
gonna be-
healthy. You got to stay healthy.
Yeah.
That's his thing.
I
He just
think
hasn't had
I
a
like
good
him,
run
dude.
of
He's got
form.
footwork.
Naby's gonna
He's
be-
got speed.
The midfield is going to be Firmino, not
Midfield.
Fabinho,
Yeah,
Naby,
Firmino thrown
and
in there.
Weege. That's the future
Say it
of the
again.
midfielder.
Weege, Firmino,
Fabinho and Naby. Those are the three that are going to lead Liverpool to the glory days. When Naby stays healthy, the dude is special.
He
You
needs to
can
stay-
see
he
the
needs to
pieces
stay
there, but you can also call him out when he's not. Like
He's
there's no
inconsistent
nothing wrong with that.
AF.
He's
but
inconsistent.
hey,
as
he
fuck
had
right now,
one
but
good
he's
season
gonna-
at RB,
Two good
Leipzig.
seasons. Two good
Two
seasons.
good seasons.
Year and a half.
One
and
the
a half.
second season he sucked.
The year
right
he was
before
gonna
came
come-
Liverpool,
yeah.
The year
He was
He
on
was
fire.
nasty for the first
When they were
half
going,
year,
when they were
then he
going for
got
the title
bought
that
out.
year, 2 years ago, fucking on fire.
Unbelievable.
Year after that, dropped off a bit, but like we knew
and
he was,
everyone's
we knew he was
questioning,
great. Yeah,
hey, Liverpool
Should have
bought
bought him
a flop,
earlier, yeah.
blah, blah, blah. But now, yeah, you see it, man. Like, I see it. Naby is a brilliant
it's
purchase
still too
for
early to
Liverpool.
tell, man. But I've seen enough in his game to merit
Dude,
respect.
when
You know,
when you're at the top of your box and you have the confidence and success and skill to turn a guy and start a counter, that's what you need from your center mids at Liverpool. Like, guys with that kind of ability, that kind of aggression. Now, obviously, sometimes it's not going to pay off when you take risks like that, just as Cesc Fabregas. But it's not to say that this dude's not going to be awesome.
Bringing
But
up
like,
old shit, man. I never forget
Having
that.
said
against
that,
Bournemouth,
never
awesome.
forget
having
him for
said that,
that.
I hope Naby Keita crashes and burns
oh yeah, for
like
sure.
the Hindenburg. But
But no, they took care of business.
there's a TCB, and this
Yeah.
is a must-win game. They don't win this game, man. They're looking up at Man City big
Dude,
time.
but Liverpool, like you were saying, Liverpool need that dogfight. They're not used to being the front
This wasn't
runners.
a
Not
dogfight,
right now.
man.
No, I'm saying that in terms of the title run. They need Man
Mentality,
City
yeah,
pushing them.
exactly.
Klopp needs to be able to motivate them
and even
by being like,
and
Well,
even,
that's the thing.
And even then,
Look
it's
over
tricky
there.
for them because I think United pipped them last season when United finished second. I think Liverpool
were
was
ahead
the
of
one
us.
chasing Man City, and then towards the end of the season, Liverpool
just started
buckled.
dropping
and they
points.
looked like the best team.
because they were going Champions League. They
That's
put
why-
emphasis on the
that's why.
Champions League.
And this season, they got Champions League as well. You know, assuming they get through a struggling Bayern.
But this team,
it's going to be the
this
same
year, they're deeper.
The deeper.
That's
but
what I'm
it's
saying.
the-
marginally
they're
though,
cracked.
not
Marginally
at
deeper.
right back. I mean,
Yeah,
center
not a right
mids.
back. I'm talking about the attacking play. So now you can bring on a Shaqiri to play a league game.
That dude,
rest
as far-
Salah.
They
You know,
hardly
like
They
have
they
don't
have-
depth,
rest
though.
Salah because if
Well,
Salah
Klopp-
doesn't play,
Klopp-
this team is not going to do.
And that's
work.
what Klopp kind of needs to adjust a little bit at times.
Yeah, for sure,
is
man.
resting Salah.
Man, I'm calling a Liverpool buckle. Straight up, I'm calling a Liverpool.
Yeah,
buckle.
that Man City result just kind of showed their dominance, man.
I'm
I think at
sticking
some
with them,
point,
man.
Liverpool when these teams play, whenever they play, even
Dude,
if it's
when
at Anfield,
United plays them, we're gonna fucking smoke them, man. Hussy, where you
just
at?
jinxed it. You just
There's no.
jinxed it.
Dude, what are you, 9 years old? There's no such
PFC
thing as
Nation,
jinx.
if you're a Manchester United fan, you know who to blame. You can follow him at Twitter at Al Redbeard.
at Al,
How do you get at Al, bro? That's legendary. Speaking of United, man, let's get into that. Oh, by the way,
I thought we're
Weezy's
going,
cheeky chip, dude.
yeah.
I thought we're going league order. I thought Spurs was up.
Spurs are
Yeah, I mean, if you
no
want to
league
talk,
order. Oh, you just want to cut now? Just
No,
because
Well,
it's Man
we're
United?
talking about the GG
No,
goal
just
first,
cut.
real
We're talking
quick.
about
The-
GG.
Runner
We're
up to
talking
goal
about
of the
your
week,
favorite
man.
I
team
was just
first.
saying,
No, I
you just
love
trying to cut the
Spurs.
line because
No,
man,
dude.
let's
I don't
keep it real.
I don't want to
right,
keep it.
do it right.
Yeah. I don't want to rub it in your face and bring up Spurs. That
Nah, let's do it. Let's
that
get
out
it
here.
over with.
Let's get it over with.
Listen, Ouija
Ouija's
had
goal.
runner up goal of the week for sure. That was a cheeky chip. Second best goal of the
Top
weekend.
5. I jumped on this bus early. Top 5, bro. This guy.
Who's at the top?
In
though?
the world,
Who's at the top?
in the world, Craig.
Who's at the
In the
top?
world?
I
Who's
don't
at
know.
the
You
top?
tell me. You haven't asked this guy.
Yeah, you know who I got. Yeah, I'll talk about him later. You know who I
Modric, Pogba got to be in there.
got. Modric, bro.
Rakitic.
Out of here with this guy, man.
Rakati.
Spurs
Ericsson.
3, Leicester 1.
You put,
marathon, not a sprint. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
We're
Is that
12
Miles?
games.
You
You
believe
sound
the
like
same
Miles.
shit.
12
you believe
games.
the same
No, I
shit.
believed it for
I
Kane.
was just the
but
only
like,
one who said it.
Nah, bro. I said if Kane ever leaves, and you guys can rewind, if Kane ever gets hurt, they're gonna be in
They're gonna be
trouble.
struggling.
They're gonna be struggling, and they're
that's-
not. But like
Yeah.
I said at the start of the fucking season, I said this experiment's gonna be brilliant, and I see Spurs top 4, dude. I just see it. No signings. What an incredible experiment here. They beat Leicester 3-1. Arguably, it was 2-1 here.
Almost lost the battery life.
Almost, bro.
Yeah, plug your laptop in,
didn't have
bro.
the laptop plugged in. Almost lost this episode.
Yeah, I mean,
Nah, bro.
Spurs, they're about this life. Human son, special.
Been about this
Human
life.
son?
Human.
You just trying to slide
as
that
opposed
along.
to alien son.
I'm just gonna call him son from now on.
Son
And
of-
every
son
time I
of
say
Min?
this guy's fucking
Nah, dude.
name,
Hung.
human son.
You gotta call him Hungman son, all right? Because this dude's packing a fucking foot long, all right? The way this dude's been stepping up for Spurs. Now everyone wants to do the Asian stereotype. Oh no, they got little dicks. This dude's got a huge dick, all right? The way he's been stepping up for fucking Harry Kane and without him being there,
He stepped up in the 91st minute.
bruh.
How's that for
he's been
stepping
playing
up?
well. Okay, that's this game. What about the other games?
You got match winners.
Come on, man. Come on. This
Hey.
dude is nice.
We're talking about right now this game.
Oh yeah, now it's over right now.
Dude, that's what you were talking about with Liverpool,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
So you're trying to keep
We're
it.
talking
Circle of life, cuz.
Hey,
Circle of life, man.
if you're talking
trying
about-
to talk about the West Ham and
so
shit,
join our
right?
side. Join our
No, I'm
side.
flipping it on you. You trying to flip it on me?
Flip-flop.
I'm
Come
gonna
over
flip it
right
right back on you.
I didn't. Al did.
If we're talking,
yo, man, you cunts.
long-lasting impact, man, no, Son's the man. But when the
nice.
problem was when Son was gone with the Asian Cup,
Son was gone.
Son was gone. His son left.
Song gone.
He was gone. Harry Kane was down.
Yeah. Dele Ali.
Duffer Dele Ali was out, which is better for the team if you ask me.
Nah, say.
Then you have problems. Like if Son can't back up Harry Kane, it was just Llorente up there doing his thing.
But Harry
I
Winks
think
came
even
out of nowhere against
Llorente and Son are kind of striking up a partnership up there.
Dude, all this shows me is that Pochettino's a great coach. That's
I've been
all this.
saying,
This is all
bro.
this is proven, man.
That's
saying,
what I've
like,
been saying.
Pochettino
When you
is
guys
a great
asked
coach.
2 years ago,
Where are the
would
trophies?
you rather have
Where are
dinner
the
with blah, blah,
trophies?
We
blah?
still are waiting for the trophies,
And I
though.
said, Poch. You guys laughed me out the room. This dude, he's next in line of that world-class manager. Now all he has to do
He's
is
got a
find
big
himself
job.
a world-class job. And as much as I'd love to see him at United, I think it's too much pressure at United right now. It's too up in the air. I think this guy needs to go to Real Madrid, where, okay, fair
there's
enough,
no
he might
pressure
not.
there.
No, there's pressure, but he might not have.
There's more.
He might not have the say in signings, but he will have the best talent to work with. United's up in the air. Who we buy next at center back is up in the air. They're talking Koulibaly, but will we get him? You know, like he doesn't need to go to a job where like Phil Jones and Smalling and them
It's
are there,
not
as much
stable.
as I love them, it's
There's
very
instability.
unstable. And
I
sure,
think
there's
Real
a bit
Madrid, there's also instability.
There's instability, but there's talent. And you bring his... he's also Spanish, or Spanish-speaking, I should say. He's Argentine, but he's Spanish-speaking. So he's already can come into that club.
He worked
with
at
a bit of
Villarreal
clout.
before, right?
He worked at
Espanyol.
Espanyol. So he'll never get the Barca job, he said. It would be too disrespectful to the rivals at Espanyol. So Real Madrid's basically his only option. I think go cut your teeth at Real Madrid. You'll get to work with the best
Bro,
talent
you know what?
in the
Reportedly,
world.
he met with David Beckham and was it Zizou?
Okay,
As
hold
well, I
on. He
believe, in the
didn't.
week,
He didn't
and
meet
people-
with them. They were at a restaurant, and Zizou and Bex are catching up on old times.
That's
you know,
what
they're
I mean.
What a
boys.
fucking
what I mean.
table,
That-
by the way.
Dude,
What's the pause
Bex-
on that?
yeah.
with them. What is?
What's the waiter thinking?
What
when you
restaurant
say,
is
Can
this?
I take your order? And you look up, and it's fucking Beckham.
I'm getting
and
that
Zizou.
fat tip. That's what he's thinking, bro. I'm
Dude, I'd
getting,
be like, can I
getting
eat with you
30% on
guys,
this shit.
please? Can I just, for a minute?
Bro, this dude, he's a beast. And look, man, I was the one who did say, it's a marathon, all right? And it fucking is a marathon.
miles
We'll
right
see
there?
if no signings do come back to bite them in the ass.
Dude,
but
the-
right now, they've had a little injury. Little injury bug.
Injury
They've responded
test.
well.
Yeah, man.
They've responded well. You got to give them their props, man.
And they're 5 points off the top. Obviously, Liverpool have a game in hand.
Oh no, but we know about
But-
Spurs. Once the spotlight of expectation
Dude,
gets
as
set
long
on
as-
them, they're gonna
dude,
crumble.
As long as they make top 4. I'm not expecting that. All I said was Spurs is going to make top 4. You guys laughed me out of the room. And now they look comfortably top 4. Like, with no signings, top 4 might as well win the title. No, guys,
Nah.
time out.
Nah.
No signings. Imagine United made no signings. Arsenal made no signings.
We did
We'd
that.
be fucking...
No, we did that.
No, you didn't. You
Yeah,
always
we
sign
did.
someone suspect.
Peter
like fucking
check.
No, we signed
Perez.
Petr Cech on a free,
That's
right?
a signing. That's a signing.
It's a-
I'm not
it's
saying
a-
spending money. I'm saying bringing a body
Oh, so
into the
one
club.
dude, literally one dude.
Tom, and that dude was your starting goalkeeper for 2 years. So,
I
like,
mean,
it's
come
not
on,
just...
bro. You just said though.
I said no signings. I literally said no signings, and you brought up free signings.
Like,
You
just
said free signings, and
One
he was a
free
starter.
signing.
And he was your starter. It's not like you bought fucking some guy to sit on your bench. You bought one free signing starter,
And then we finished second.
and that goes to fucking show.
And we
bro.
didn't get a moral
didn't finish
victory for
second.
that.
When
We
did
did
you
that. It
finish
was
second?
who was it? Leicester finished first that year. Then I think Arsenal finished second that year.
You
Yeah,
might
his
be right.
Spurs
You might be
choked.
right.
Yeah, bro.
Spazzy.
Back
Might
that
be
shit
right.
up, bro.
Spazzy.
Look, man, Spurs, they are who they are. All right, if you make Champions League again, look, that's your trophy, Spurs.
It is.
As long as you
That's all I
continue
said,
not
yeah.
winning real trophies, I'm fine with that. Keep making Champions League. That's cool, man.
Just keep being a better club.
Continue being a beta. Because alpha shit is to win. Even if you do the Chelsea thing and you finish first, then you finish 10th.
So why is it when
I'm more scared of Chelsea than Spurs, bro.
Oh, no,
Yo,
fair
you
enough.
are wild, bro.
Yeah, he's wilding. It's personal. With
You
Spurs.
are
It's
wilding.
always
How am I
personal with
wilding?
Spurs.
I know Chelsea are gonna bounce back and spend close to $500 million, and they'll most likely within the next 4 years win a league. Spurs, I can comfortably sit here and
Tom,
say
whether
they're not gonna win a fucking
so whether
league, man.
Chelsea, United, City wins a league, at the end of the day, you're not winning either. So I understand you saying you're more scared of them, but then at the end of the day, you're the same level, if not worse, than Spurs because
Yeah.
you're not winning shit. Like
Yeah.
so. As
But
far
I know
as-
what our problems are, so I'm
and what
fine.
Spurs
and
pro-
our
and
problems,
Spurs knows their
our
problems too is that they don't spend
No,
enough.
Spurs right
They don't
now
spend
are,
enough.
They're at
That's
a
it.
spot where if they begin spending and if they begin winning, then I'll be scared. Then I'll be concerned. Until then, you'll be a perennial Champions League maker, which is cool. But I'm not.
But they're the type of club that keeps you guys down. You know what I mean? Like, because they're top 4 and they're taking your spot, obviously you can fear Chelsea because they can win the title.
But the thing is, even if Arsenal made Champions League, our owners aren't gonna splash the cash. So that won't change Arsenal's problem.
saying.
Even if we make Champions League, it's
that's
not
what
gonna
I'm
change. Until Stan Kroenke or the Kroenkes leave Arsenal, that's when my expectation of Arsenal will step up. My hopes have been crushed. My hopes have been crushed, dog. As an
Fingers
Arsenal fan. Yeah, if Spurs win, then it makes
Listen,
it worse.
man,
Then you guys
Spurs-
can be like,
Spurs should be
Spurs
scaring
for the
you
last
now.
5 years is a better
And when
club than
Spurs,
Arsenal.
if Spurs,
5 years, chill.
if Spurs at any point in the next 2 years sign players like big name players for like 80, 100 mil, they won't. But I'm saying if that were to ever happen,
I'd be
that's
shitting
like
my
that type
boots.
of when you watch a movie,
Yeah.
and you have to hide under the blankets. That's when you're terrified.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
But
here's-
right
I
now,
don't- I don't
right
think
now
so.
you should be scared because
Hear
they're
this now.
the past 3 years they're gonna finish. They finished the past
Above
few years.
Arsenal.
They're above Arsenal.
Yeah.
They're-
better club.
Okay, good on you. But
Hey.
you haven't won shit, though.
I'll tell you, man. Hear this now, man. Spurs ain't gonna do shit.
Thank you.
What do you mean by not
in
do
this
shit?
league? Not gonna win the league title.
You're just gonna stay
Arsenal
here.
isn't either.
They've hit their ceiling,
But,
Spurs.
like,
Arsenal isn't
bro,
either.
this is
They're
their
only-
ceiling.
There are
This
only
is
there are only
Spurs'
five
ceiling.
four clubs capable of winning the title. right now in current day, modern day history. Arsenal gave that up back in 2012 when they started being satisfied with FA Cup wins. As far as the board, not the fans.
whenever they went to the Emirates.
Exactly. As soon as they went to the Emirates, it was more about business than financial.
No doubt.
There are only 4 clubs in this league that are serious about winning titles. And that's what I'm saying. You and Tottenham, you might not fear them, and you don't have to. Like, who cares about fear? That's fucking subjective shit. I'm saying objectively, your swagger of like, oh, we win trophies, therefore,
I'm concerned.
We're better than
Don't
Spurs.
get me wrong. I'm concerned.
No, I know. I don't even care about concern because that's all emotional. All I'm saying is when outsiders are looking at the EPL, Tottenham is a better club only because of the recent success, not history, not undefeated. So fear, you can say fear, man. I'm not going to tell you who to fear.
But the thing is, like, you a lot of times, especially in like maybe if we're talking about like the NBA or the NFL, but in England, in soccer, in Europe, you can lean on history a lot because this shit is cyclical.
I mean, that's
this shit is cyclical. I can see Arsenal making a comeback again and winning the league once we get rid of our owner. As it stands right now.
But like historically in the EPL, you look at Liverpool, they're still chasing that glory of the 80s, 70s, and 80s.
They're fucking coming, mate. Have you not seen Liverpool coming?
Dude, I've seen them coming multiple times. I saw them under
Fernando.
I saw them under 2006
under Brendan Rodgers, and they choked.
Exactly. And I'm seeing them under Klopp, and I'm seeing the same thing.
And you
choking, so it's that cycle.
You think they're going to choke, but again, they're back. They have the potential. They have the potential to win the Champions League.
Hey, if Liverpool don't win the league this year, they're fucked because it'll be like Spurs and Arsenal.
That's
when Leicester pipped them to the title, that was their chance to win it. You have to outpace City, which is not easy to do. Yeah. But this only person you're going up against, Spurs is going to be there floating behind, but they're going to drop points.
Back to Spurs.
But next season's going to be Snacks.
No, keep going.
Next season you're going to have City again. You're going to have Liverpool again.
You're going to have 4 clubs.
But now United's going to be back in it, provided they keep Ole.
I just don't know how much longer these top Spurs players are going to hang around without winning.
This is the Spurs cycle, just like the Liverpool cycle.
Yeah, they get into Champions League, they do well, and then they fall out.
Just like Liverpool, everyone gets excited because their football's attractive. When
this
Sterling
is their
was
ceiling.
That's all I'm saying about Liverpool.
Man. Our ceiling's higher, bro. Well. Even though we're lower right now, I know our ceiling's high. That's why we're a better club than
you said they reached their ceiling. Has there ever been a time when their top 4 players have always been healthy for a full 38 games?
I mean, when has that happened in any club? It's rare.
It happened with Liverpool last year.
If that happens,
Salah and Firmino all healthy all year.
If those 4 players stay healthy for a full 38, they could finish at the top of the league, depending on how
big if.
Yeah,
but yeah,
big if.
Yeah, but if it happens,
so that's what I'm saying. Like when you say they reach, I don't agree with that because like Harry Kane always gets hurt for 2 months at a time, and he always is terrible in August. You know, Human Son either gets injured or falls off of form, or he goes to an Asian Cup, or he leaves for a certain amount of time. If those players for a full 38 for a full Premier League season stay with Spurs, that's
stay healthy.
The year that they finished second to Leicester. Or third. They finished third that season when they had a chance to win the title.
Yeah.
Kane got hurt.
And they also choked under expectations because there was a time when they were favored.
They were not expected to win the title. There was no expectation.
They played with house money. The house money argument, Spurs always plays with house money because they never buy top names. When they bought Harry Kane, he's a top name now. When they bought Eriksen, when they bought Ali, they always play with house money. So that's why, like, for me...
Guys, I'm not saying it's impossible for Spurs to, like, not win...
What we're saying is
it's not likely. That's why I say they've hit their ceiling. Because I think it's not likely that they'll win an EPL.
Agreed. And I feel the same about Liverpool. Liverpool. I'm saying the football's attractive, blah, blah, blah.
But Liverpool, at least were favored. They were favored at a point in time to be...
They've been under Rodgers. They were favorites, too. And
so they're going to have to prove you wrong. And Spurs the same with me. They're going to have to prove me wrong, man. That's that.
So
next game.
Let's
do it.
What are we talking
Fulham, Man United, 0-3.
Mr. Hernandez, that's not me. That's Al screaming, by the way, just so you know. So, man, you talk about second best goal of the week from Wijnaldum. Number 1 goal from Agent P, holding the baby again. Agent P out there doing that first goal was class.
You want to just describe it for the people out there?
Essentially what happened was
goalkeeping
it's a little interplay. Martial kind of lays it off towards the edge of the box on the left-hand side. Tight angle. Just shirls it with his left, goes near post past Rico, who doesn't even...
He smashed it near post, and the goalie was not in position. It was cheating.
Goalie was cheating.
That was it, dude. He just smashed it near post and hoped for the best.
Versus that slick
I want to see Wijnaldum hit that. I want to see him do it.
I want to see Pogba chip a goalie.
You high, bro? Guys. He's fucking fishing. Don't fall for it. We know Snacks got that Pogba love. I got that Pogba love too, as far as his performances off the field and like what he did before. I'm still not ready to forgive. But like I said, man, I'll always be happy to see this guy bring success to the club. And he's doing it, man. He's doing it. He's winning the off the field argument versus Jose. You know, he's showing that Ed Woodward did the right thing by backing him and not backing Jose. And you know what? Man United fans get to reap all the benefits, dude.
When we talk about Pogba's up there as the best center midfielder in the world,
one, but okay.
This is the thing. People for a long time like he's not worth the price tag. He's not this. He's not that. But I'm saying this, like ever since Jose has gone and Ole's taken over, we see when Paul Pogba's at his best, when he's enjoying his football.
Yeah,
this is what he does, man.
Sure.
He's a guy from midfield who can bring goals and assists. Not only that, he can dictate the tempo of the game.
For sure.
He can just dominate the game
Boss it.
in so many ways.
Yeah.
In so many ways he can dominate the game.
No question.
This is just for the people out there who hate on Pogba, man, because that's what I don't like, man. Raheem sometimes gets the same shtick of a guy who's so talented, and yet he's hated on.
Look, they had justification because he got bought for $100 million. His first year, I think, got 6 goals. Second year, got 5 goals, or vice versa. He now, under Ole, has more goals than 2 previous seasons combined.
It's the first season he's hit double digits.
Sterling wasn't justified because at Liverpool he put in numbers. At City he's been putting in numbers. So Sterling, I hear you. That was unjustified. But you look at Pogba for $100 million. He was playing like a $50 million player. But now we realize it's because he had shackles on him. The manager didn't put him in a position to success.
It was always there. The skill, the technique, the potential was always there.
And we see guys with
why don't you stick with your guys through the thick and thin? If you're going to call a guy for not playing well, that's different than, I think, the hate that Paul was getting. The hate that Paul was getting was, why are you doing your hair instead of...
You know why? Because you're not scoring. You're fucking losing games, and then after you're going to celebrate. Like Jesse Lingard, the weekend before we played Liverpool... in a fucking rocky time we're having, decides to open up a clothing line. Like
where's your focus?
That's that shit, dude. Like it would have never fucking happened. And we're not saying don't open a clothing line. Let's not go over the cliff. What we're saying is
boys through thick
do
and
it when
thin.
it's Hudders. Nah,
I'm one
man.
of those
you gotta
dudes,
be,
man.
You gotta be an honest guy and be able to call out players when they do wrong.
Yeah, when they're not playing well.
And Pogba scored 5 goals for $100 million.
That's cool.
Brought 5 goals. The next year he brought in 6 goals. You got to call him out. Now you can't sit there and say he sucks. That's going over the
People
cliff.
were saying that.
Yeah, but those are fucking idiots.
People were saying that.
We weren't saying that.
No, we weren't saying that.
Yeah.
But you look at people like
his
his
mentality
that's
may
why I
suck.
think it's unfair.
You know, you can question his mentality, which I certainly do.
Yeah.
You know, and his pride in himself.
Nah, people should have.
You know what I mean?
He sucks. He's whack. He wasn't worth the $100
Dude,
million. He should have gotten someone else.
Dude, talent wise, it's tough to match his talent, man. He's phenomenal.
Dude, there's no other player in the world like him. Even like there are a lot of tall players who can hold the ball up. Yaya Toure, who makes his runs, Fellaini. But he's, I think, the most unique player on the planet in that he can hold the ball up, lay it off. He can hold the ball
dribble,
up, switch, play.
There was a play today. He outsprinted. What's the name on the I think Odoi.
Yeah,
blew by him on the line,
knocked it by him, and just
ran.
What you're saying is there's nothing he can't do.
Absolutely,
that's what you're saying.
His main question mark, just like Neymar's mentality. We all know the talents there.
But it could be
that's why everyone was
biggest
saying
one sometimes. You know?
Exactly. And that is, honestly, dude, when you're at top 4 level, you're there because you have talent.
How is Alan Shearer's skill?
Exactly.
How's his mentality? That's fucking
the number one important thing for top 4 is mentality. Well, look,
it's ability, you know, yeah.
But like the mentality is almost hand in hand.
You can be as gifted. Look at. Okay, case in point.
Yep.
If you guys know anything Snacks, you probably don't know this guy.
Shots.
No respect.
And now I'm blanking.
Adrian Mutu.
No. Oh my
There's
god.
There's plenty of examples.
The big one.
I got you.
I feel like you got a big one.
Nani. Luis Nani. Manchester United.
I know this guy.
Cristiano Ronaldo 2.0.
He was.
Same bottom, the same club,
Scoring
same country,
30, 40,
left foot,
dribbling.
right foot, same moves, same
Dude.
quickness. And people in practice, like I've heard players, talk about him, Rio Ferdinand especially, baffled. Like, dude, this guy had so much ability and abundance. No fucking gumption. No will to fucking push through.
That's been the knock on Eden Hazard, actually. I was reading something about
he's a mercenary,
how he
bro.
practices. Like, in games, he'll be Hazard in games, but in practice...
You know who else was...
Tevez.
Tevez, bro.
Tevez was the same,
Tevez
apparently.
was the same guy on Matchday.
Save all my energy, coach, for Saturday or
Well,
Sunday.
you can't do that
Aguero
with
had
his-
the same problem, didn't he?
Exactly.
Until
When
Pep showed up.
came in, they were like, Aguero, will he be able to? He showed up late to training.
Yeah,
bro. That's how
he's turned it around.
literally
Versus
gave a fuck.
James Milner, who every day
Because he sucks, dude. He has to do
every
it.
day.
When you suck, you got to get there
works
10
his
minutes,
balls
half
off.
hour early.
You know,
I'll come, coach. I did the laundry.
until you're Cristiano Ronaldo and you're the most talented
Thank you.
and the hardest
And
worker.
Messi-
Hey,
That's how you get to legendary
Michael
level.
Jordan. Quote.
Yes.
There's a quote.
Yeah.
Practiced every
Yeah.
day like he was going to be cut. That was his mentality.
That's how you
I
become
could be
special.
cut today, so I'm going to practice.
But you do need that talent.
Yes.
James Milner, you never quite had that talent, mate. Sorry to
never
tell you,
gonna
Huss.
get there,
But dude, but look,
But he had the mentality, so
Yeah.
good for him.
for all James Miller's worth, I can't stand the guy. But look, I mean, the Gary Neville's the same type of player.
Dennis
Graft.
Irwin, dude, one of the fucking most.
Dennis
legendary
Irwin's way
right
better
back.
than Gary Neville ever was.
But like, he wasn't that good. Like when you look at the guys he was competing with at right back for like the world, he was a graft guy. Like
Yeah.
you say,
He wasn't
Just
Cafu.
professional.
He wasn't Cafu.
Exactly,
bro.
Give me a
Yeah.
break, dude. Who is Cafu, man?
Literally had two Ram at center back. Just
But
beasting,
dude,
bro.
I mean, if you watch this game, yes, it was Craven Cottage. It was a blustery day. Fulham
Yeah.
were kind of 6s and 7s with Ryan Babel in there with his crazy hair.
Dude.
I mean, it's a salvation job for Claudio Ranieri. He's just trying to save this team. But the way United played, yes, it was Fulham, but it's what you want to see, man.
You got to go out there.
Two-touch
do
play, one-touch passing, move the ball, interchanging, always moving the ball. It
And
was
the
very
goal by
fluid,
Anthony
and that's
Martial,
United football.
Running from
Bro,
half with
don't
the
give
ball.
me this shit.
Martial.
We were gonna, bro. Spurs bid what, 25 mil for the guy?
I was so
When?
Are
disrespectful.
you fucking shitting me?
When was that?
This was in the summer
Jose-
when
Jose
he was
days.
gonna leave. First off, hold on. I'm gonna throw some shade at my guy in here.
Before you even get it, you talking about Jose?
No,
No, Martial.
Because
No.
Jose was never going to sell him. That was never...
Can I go?
Right, go ahead.
So Amir, back in the summer when the Brits were still a thing, R.I.P. He said, "Listen, if he wants to go, go." And I said,
Amir said that?
Amir said that. And you know what I?
Smoking, man.
You want
He
to
said
know
that
why?
stuff.
But that's
Because his
your- that's
agent
your
came out and said,
mentality,
too. 100%.
"Well, we think he's going to leave at the end of the contract. We don't know if he's going to resign."
Yeah.
That's
This is what I said. I'm like, okay, let me look at my sample size, my history with Martial. Scores on his
limited.
debut for Liverpool. Was our focal point his first season. And then when Jose came in, I'm not going to get into Jose. I'm
Yep.
going to do it. He came in, his role was diminished. So I'm like, okay, I can understand why he's unhappy. He wants to play more. The next season, which was last season, he comes in and he's balling with Rashford on that left-hand side. They're competing
But
for
he's
it.
linked to like a Sevilla
But then
loan
freaking
and all
Alexis
that.
Sanchez fucking comes in, ruins
Yeah,
the
but dude-
momentum he had.
Dude, look.
So I'm thinking, I'm like, dude, he doesn't want to leave. Just let the guy go out there, do his thing, give him consistent game time. I promise you he won't leave because for a full 90 minutes after this game, they're just singing, Tony Martial scores. You know what I
His
mean?
talent's undeniable,
dude.
bro.
So here's
Talent's
the thing,
undeniable.
man. Talent
He's
was
about
always
this life, man.
talent with him was always undeniable. But like at
It's all up
some
here.
point,
It's all up here.
but even then he was okay mentally. Like I don't think his mental is an issue. At some point, as a club, you got to decide: are we putting all the chips on this manager? Or are we putting the chips on this one player, that player, whatever? And either way is fine. Like you said, or Al said, Jose didn't want to sell him. But Martial didn't want to be there under Jose. Like, Jose never came out and said Martial sucks. He just never did.
He demanded a lot from him, and you saw,
And Martial was the only guy who played last year while Jose was there, as far as, like, performances. Him, Rashford, Lingard were the guys who were still putting in work. Sure, the stats were diminished. The playing style was ugly, blah, blah, blah. But these are the kind of guys who just put their heads down and did work. And that's why I'm not pissed at Martial for quote-unquote underperforming, Rashford underperforming, because their effort at least was there. They try to buy into Jose's message, even though that message turned out to be shit.
You just got to stick with certain players, man.
Or certain play, but like look at Arsenal as Ozil. That's an example of what happens. Or Hazard. Like sure, you can get success, but at some point that
There comes a
becomes
point where you have to
cancer,
cut the
dude.
ties,
exactly.
man.
And that's, what,
and
that's what he was saying about Martial, is that if you don't believe in what I'm preaching, bro, go. And I'm that mentality. I love my club. I've seen David Beckham leave because he wanted to go to modeling content or modeling shows,
Contest.
whatever.
Probably.
And Fergie was like, "Yo, look, you got to cut out that side of your game and leave." So I learned from watching the best manager that's ever been on this planet. He never sucked the dick of a player. Tevez was one of our top players. Sold him to Man City. That's how little fuck he gave. He was like, if you're not gonna buy in, get out. There's so many talented players in the world. Martial's replaceable.
Dude,
I
Roy
don't care what
Keane
you
is the
say.
best example, man. You're our club captain, our most successful club captain in our history. You disrespected Darren Fletcher and John O'Shea.
fuck out.
You're gone.
You're gone. So that's
Meanwhile,
the
you got
school I come
Antonio Valencia liking Instagram posts saying the manager should be sacked. All this.
Well, that's
And
how
I
that's
love-
how you
and I
build
love-
dynasties, right? It's
It
that
is.
it's that Bill Belichick.
I was just gonna say,
it's just
man.
every success. Well,
Randy
not
Moss.
every successful
Randy Moss
coach.
coming out. If you guys don't know American football, I'm sorry, but Randy Moss, one of the best wide receivers in history,
all time,
made the best next to Jerry Rice. If you ask
We're
me.
just talking about serial winners, but keep going.
Yes, I mean Coach Belichick, New England Patriots, and Sir Alex Ferguson, a lot in common as far as zero tolerance. Randy Moss hardly even said a word against the Patriots. So I forget what he was talking about. That was it.
Yeah, no,
gone.
you just gotta.
The moment he was gone, he's like, "Shit, I fucked up."
And that's the decision you got to make. So, Jose, I don't blame Woodward for also managing that financial side, saying, okay, if we get rid of Martial and Pogba, like, what happens to the
Like,
revenue?
hold on, bro. Who's this
So,
guy
like-
going to bring in? Like,
So, like, exactly, don't front and give Jose 75% of the gig, or like Conte at Chelsea, give him 75% control. If you want to build a dynasty like Fergie, like even Pep right now is building dynasties.
no, but that
all
comes
over
back
the
to that
world.
point that I've been talking about with Pogba. Like in my head, whether whoever's at fault, it could be 100% of Pogba's fault.
Yeah.
Be 100% of Jose's fault, 100% of Martial's fault. There comes a point when I look at it, I'm like, all right, who do I want to keep?
But that's-
Martial is one of those players I would rather. He's replaceable.
But that's the dangerous-
If we get Cristiano Ronaldo, like Martial can leave. But like,
No, but that's the dangers. That's how you slip into a Chelsea mode. You know what I mean? Like, so United was founded. Like, we literally
You gotta
went
cater.
against the
You gotta
grain.
cater to the players.
Yeah, but if it's
a
like
little
Sir
bit,
Alex,
but not-
a little bit.
a little bit. But at the end of the
can't
day,
run the club.
It's my way or the highway, man.
That's
at the end
exactly
of the day,
how it
that's the
should
way
be.
it is, man. And it doesn't matter. The players should never be above the club,
Never.
above the
Oh, no,
badge,
above the manager. Club
or above
also.
the manager.
So it
But
goes
there's
club-
levels to this shit.
But I think the thing that's like that, I'm not saying cloud your judgment or something like that. But the thing is, we were winning with Sir Alex. We weren't winning with Jose.
Yeah, but before he almost got sacked when he
Yeah,
first
100%.
came in. You know what I mean? But like,
100%, yeah.
yeah, but like we had down season. Look, I understand. We finished second with Jose, and yeah, everyone wants to say blah blah blah.
you weren't
But,
winning
like,
at the highest level. No, you weren't.
we weren't.
but
We weren't there. We were
not at the
not
highest
there.
But
level.
we were taking steps towards it.
Yeah, you were.
We were literally ascending. The play was ugly, which
And then
pisses me off.
and then you
That's
did take
fine.
a step back though,
And
because
they
you were in
got-
like 10th place when he got fired.
and they
or
got
something
rid
like
of
that.
him. But like we also didn't back him that summer, so we finished second to Man City, who got 18 points. We blasted everyone, and with our rinky-dink team, we finished second. And everyone wants to say that's moral.
rinky-dink.
You
I like
guys
that.
TCB. You guys clearly aren't rinky dink because what you're on 10 on the bounce
Yeah,
now.
no, we're not.
10 out of our past
Undefeated
11.
in
I
11,
mean,
9 wins
Fulham-
out of.
Fulham-
But
You
man,
got one
if-
draw and 9
but-
wins. Fulham's
but
raw as hell. They give up like the most goals in the league.
Yeah, no, they
some
struggle.
shit like that, man. Like
There's links where Sesson Young may be coming to United in the summer, which would be curious because I don't know really where he would really
Left
fit
back.
in.
Shaw's always hurt. Yeah, him
Is
and
he a
Sesson.
proper left
just,
back? though?
just to
He
quote,
can play it. He can
expand-
be turning,
Can,
but
but-
he's young enough. He can
Just
play
to
that
expand
position.
a little bit further on the Martial, Cristiano Ronaldo, like I mean, the comparisons between the two players at their age, at the time that they spent at United within those years, it's very similar. I think Martial has more goals, a few more appearances, like maybe 6 more appearances, but more goals. I mean, he's on pace. Then Ronaldo went off for that, 31
Finally
goal
blew up,
season in the league. But I mean,
Look,
there was a game 06-07 when we won the league for the first time since the Invincibles. Ronaldo at Craven Cottage, run down the line, cut inside, finish far post, just like Martial had this game.
All
just
right,
about.
old memories.
I'm just saying, dude, it was very,
Flashback.
very similar, man. It was
Nostalgic,
scary. Yeah, solo run down the line, cut in, finish.
No, dude, he's special, man. It's undeniable.
Special
I'm
talent,
happy.
Martial.
So I'm
who's
happy
your,
he's
who's your
there.
manager next year, guys?
Listen,
Fuck it,
Too
dude,
early to
keep-
say.
listen.
I think there's
Love that
one
question
way.
right now.
There's one way Solskjaer stay, or one way I'd put all my chips on Solskjaer.
finishing in the top 4.
Top 4 FA Cup. If he finishes top 4, it's a job well done. But I think we still need to consider everyone else who's applying for the job.
But time
if
out.
he gets
But time
silverware
out.
with this team and top 4.
You gotta give him
But
a
time
shot.
out.
You gotta give him a
gotta
shot.
give him a
If
shot.
he's going to get top 4 over a guy like Sarri, who's been coaching at the top level for
Yeah, but
years
it's his
now,
first club. Like it's
It's-
a lot
it's
of
always
drama.
first
Who's the
time
top
coach-
4? City, Liverpool,
Spurs,
Spurs, right? The
United.
3 most
so
consistent
you get
teams.
Chelsea,
United.
Then
Arsenal,
Chelsea, Arsenal,
or
Man United are the
All in
shaky
the
ones.
shakies, yeah.
So those between those 3, they're all up there. They're all within 1 point or tied on points.
But like
you
that's
know.
why like
If you guys finish 3rd or 2nd and you don't win an FA Cup, I
if
can
we
be like,
finish
give
third,
it, give it to Ole.
If we finish even
Second or
third,
third,
is,
that's
if
what
we
I'm
finish
saying.
second, give him the gig. If we finish above fucking Liverpool or City, give him the fucking gig.
man.
Right? That's
You're
what it
giddy
takes
like
to
a
finish
kid
second.
on Christmas
Oh,
right
fuck
now.
yeah,
I
bro.
see.
Where's the kid?
Fucking in the ascension.
Until he pulls the Di Matteo and loses his first 5 games.
that's
you're out of there,
see,
son.
But that's the fucking risk of signing him. Is that like
Yeah.
how much of this is
what
him
happens when
playing
I
at
want to
half
see
line.
how you guys are gonna respond when shit goes bad with United. Everything's swell.
We'll
Again,
we'll
manage
find
your
out this week, guys. Tuesday, 2:30, Old Trafford, or 3:00. Right?
Yeah, when
Old
Liverpool
Trafford.
beat that ass.
No,
PSG, United.
Fucking hope we destroy Di Maria. I hope his knee gets shredded.
United goes
Cocksucker.
PSG. We go PSG. Then we go Chelsea FA Cup. Then we go Liverpool.
I want that Liverpool.
So
game.
it's 3 big games, 3 big clubs.
And
So
then
yeah,
PSG again on the
and
return.
then PSG again. So crazy fucking time. I'm all for it, man. Because we're firing all.
We all
cylinders.
gotta link up for this Liverpool Man U game. We gotta do something.
Fuck it, I'm gonna shit on
Us
Huss's
guys-
face.
By the way, before we move on,
we gotta do that.
You motherfuckers always coaching though. That's the beat.
Before we move on, you were saying so. It's actually Pogba. His first season had 5 goals and 4 assists. His second season he had 6 goals and 10 assists. This season in the league, this is all just league. 11 goals, 8 assists. So he's always been trending
And
upwards.
he's not worth it though.
By the way, the guy that's compared to be the best center midfielder in the world this season in the league, 2 goals, 4 assists. Get the fuck out of here with this guy, man.
Dude, it's
Oh,
not all
GG?
stats though.
Fucking fucking
Wijnaldum?
Luka Modric, man. This guy's a fucking clown.
He's not a clown.
Whoa.
Bro, let me. His time.
You're done.
No,
on
his
that
ti-
comment, no.
His
we're cutting
his
you off.
time. His time at Real
Turn off his
Madrid.
mic. Turn it off.
His time at Real Madrid in the league. 1-3-1-1-2. So that's
Why
no,
are you
1, 2,
center
3,
Why are you
4,
treating
5,
center midfielder like a striker?
7. So
Frank Lampard,
So-
Paul Pogba, they're like those
Anomalies.
dudes. They're unique.
Yeah.
They're anomalies,
They're
man. They're
unicorns, bro.
unicorns. The expectation of a center midfielder
Boss the game.
is to do everything. You want to dominate possession, passes. Can you give me pass completion
I think Pogba can
with
do it better than
Modric?
Modric.
Give me and key passes.
Snacks, yeah.
That's what you're looking for. And defensive
Center mid
amount
is
of times you
game
win the ball.
control.
Nah, man,
Don't
it's
give me
subjective.
goals and assists for
Oh,
center
here's
midfielders, bro.
Here's
that
a great
doesn't mean
example.
everything.
Give me Xavi from Barcelona. I forget his first
How
name.
many
His
goals
numbers.
and assists
Give
did
me
Xavi have?
Xavi's numbers.
Easily one of the
give
best center midfielders
he has,
of all time.
I know he has some assists, but give me the goals. Maybe fucking handful,
Come on,
under
man.
5 a season.
I'm telling you, man. Temper your
This-
expectations at center mid, bro.
hold on, no, this is Qatar.
Go to Wikipedia.
Alright,
Go
let's
to.
move on to
Going,
the next
I'm
game
going,
while
man.
he's doing
I'm
that,
going.
Bro, while you're doing that,
Yo, Tim
Huddersfield
Ream, man.
won.
Tim Ream, just stay strong in that Fulham back line, man. Come on, man.
Dude,
Do it
he's
for
tried.
America, man. Just try to stay strong, bro.
Huddersfield
They don't
won.
even track them anymore. They just stopped after 2014-15.
Wikipedia.
Just freaking Google.
Nah, man, because he went to fucking Qatar, bro. He went
You
to
gotta go to
nothing league.
And he got 10 goals there.
Transfer
You got
market.
10
Yeah,
goals there.
it's in
Yeah,
Qatar.
go to transfer market, buy year, buy league, and it'll give
Find
it to
everything
you,
you
right
want there.
bro.
Hudda dudda.
Even Paul Scholes, man, the second half of his career, where he's converted to a deep lying midfielder, the best midfielder in the dictated play, created the play, swinging balls
Dude,
left and right.
I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about Modric versus Pogba. It is clear in my eyes.
different
You don't want to
players,
see it?
man.
By all means,
But
go
your
ahead.
argument
see-
is numbers.
Time
You're
out,
saying
but
there's
how-
more to that.
But you said he's not worth the 90 minutes. No, hold on.
Look at the defensive work rate of
Here we go.
Modric. Look what he brings defensively to your team. He'll work back, win the ball back, and then build it
Snacks,
forward.
honestly, under Jose, cut your fucking emotions out for a second. Did you think Pogba really was the best center mid? Outside of him doing like fancy tricks and dribbles, like how
YouTube
many
shit.
times did he turn over the ball? How many times did he fail to even show up in games? He just wasn't. His potential was there. But when you're looking at him
I
perform
look
for
at it-
$100 million, he wasn't.
No, when
guys
I
like
look-
fucking Harry Winks were more stable than he was.
I
bro.
don't know about
I'll
that.
take it
At that
Wings.
time.
I'll bring up
Yeah,
someone
yeah,
else.
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
bring up
Someone
some
like Kevin De
Wings.
Bruyne or something like that.
No,
bro.
Kevin De Bruyne was...
Musa Sissoko, get the fuck out of here with this
Bro.
converted center midfielder, bro.
Bro, I'm fucking telling you, watch Musa Sissoko. If you watch
No,
him when
he's
he
good.
I'll bring
first
up
started-
Dembele. Dembele, I
can
think,
bring
is
up
a good
Dembele,
compare.
that's fine.
Who was like far
I'm bringing
superior
up-
than Pogba.
I'm bringing up
Yeah.
Winks.
Yeah,
Winks is-
until he got
I'm bringing up Winks
dispossessed.
because he was
Until he
a
got
new
dispossessed in
kid
FA
and he
Cup.
slid right in, and it was no issues. Pogba, $100 million, new kid, fucking stumbled, bro. That's all I'm bringing up. Not talent wise. Don't get carried away. I'm saying a guy like Winks, who's a nobody, who's a fucking 18-year-old
I
child,
don't even know how much
was
he
more
played.
stable.
But yeah, man. Look,
Hey, where are
last
those
year.
Xavi stats there, Snacks? You still looking?
I mean, yeah,
I gave up
and it's
on that.
505. Okay, well, I can't find by
500 games at Barca.
transfer market.
I got it. 500 games, 10 goals.
All right,
Best
man.
center midfielder in the
You
league.
guys keep looking at bullshit
Now,
up.
you guys talk about it's disrespectful, man. It's a straight disrespect.
Xavi
You're disrespecting Modric.
Nah, man.
Modric has been on Madrid for like 8-10 years. Could Pogba have done that with that pressure?
Good for him, bro.
First of all,
Good
to
for him and his 7 league goals that he has in his career, man.
Wow.
But
Soccer's more than
you guys
goals,
talk
man.
about okay. No, I understand. But when
on, bro.
Tiki was saying, was he worth 100 million? Okay. Well, let me look at Modric, who was bought in a time when 100 million was crazy. He was bought for like 50,
Dude.
60 million. Was Modric worth?
Modric came in and started and was never questioned. Pogba was
He had a rough
questioned.
first year.
Pogba was
Modric had a
questioned because of
rough
the
first
shit
year.
tactics, man. Because of the shit tactics.
Because of his mentality as well. He didn't want to
Modric won-
listen.
Look at the last 10 games. Look at the
Modric
last 10
under
games.
Jose was never questioned. Modric under any manager never questioned. Modric was never linked with a transfer.
Modric never played for
benched,
Jose.
Or, okay, not Jose, but any other fucking manager. He was never linked with being exited, with being
You want to
benched.
talk about mentality, right?
At Real Madrid, by the way.
Maybe he has a
Modric
better
is-
mentality, but Pogba's a
He was
better
a-
player. Pogba, he's not like
Maybe
Modric
more,
is.
no, I'd give you a more talented player. But
Yeah,
better,
he's
like
not
that's
better.
He's a better player,
just not
man.
There's
there
a
yet,
difference.
bro.
And
He's not
form,
there
you got to
yet.
realize form is something else, man. And goals, bro, I'm telling you, send him. If you want to talk about strikers, then we could be like, all right, Icardi. He scored more
Exactly.
goals than Higuain and
Yeah,
this year.
that's black and
Therefore,
white.
he was better. Center mid is different. You got to look into the deeper stats.
The fact that
Look deeper,
the
bro.
fact that Pogba can score like 15, 20 goals a season adds to his case.
It does.
Because
But
he
it doesn't-
bosses
it doesn't-
games.
it doesn't take
He
away from what
But he
Modric should
bosses
do.
games. That's the thing.
Snacks.
Modric
So maybe
bosses
yeah,
without
sure. Over the
scoring.
past 2 years, but like
Snacks.
right now, I'm
you're,
taking
you're
Pogba.
shallow as fuck right now, my dude.
Nah, man.
Give me those
Pogba's
key
better.
passes and all that extra stuff, man. Look a little bit deeper. Huddersfield 1, Arsenal 2. Yo, what you got to say about my boy Iwobi?
Fuck
Eh?
this guy, man.
What you got to say
Iwobi,
about
man?
my boy Iwobi, man?
Fucking a UB, man.
Yeah, man. But really, I think probably our best player this game, young boy Maitland-Niles, giving Huddersfield trouble down that flank, man. No, he's not a natural right back, but he was just. It just showed that when Arsenal have like two fullbacks, we can actually do
man.
damage.
Sorry, just to put this to bed real quick. Xavi, his first season gets 2 goals. I'm gonna go by season. Yeah, 2, 4, 2, 4, 3, 3, 7, 6, 3, 3, 10, 5, 3, 2.
Is that just goals?
Just goals.
Okay, well let's
Just goes
look
his
at.
whole career. Broke 10 once. Got into double digits once. He's one of the best of all time.
Yeah, but what about Modric, bro? He's never gotten even close to that figure.
That's fine, but that's my point. Is that the
Look
argument?
at
that argument
Xavi's
doesn't
pass
matter.
completion.
Look at Xavi's team.
Xavi
He had,
had,
he had Busquets behind him winning the
Yeah,
ball every
Ronaldinho
fucking time.
and fucking Messi.
Who did
bro.
Pogba have?
And
Pogba had Phil
Iniesta.
Jones, bro. He had fucking Phil Jones as his center back,
now
bro.
we're just gonna ignore Ibrahimovic and ration all the good players.
He's getting no
We gotta know
Perlo.
Perlo and Tura Vidal.
I'm not saying.
Come on,
I'm talking
bro.
about his time at United. He's played with some bums. He's played with some good players, but he's played with some bums.
He hadn't played with as great players as Xavi, but what you have to understand is Xavi dictated. He ran that midfield,
Bossing.
bro, and that's
Midfield is
what
about
Modric was
bossing.
doing for Madrid. He ran the midfield. Toni Kroos was also part in that.
Yeah.
But man, Modric, man,
He was
defensively,
the dude. He was the
as
glue.
well.
So like you
Keep
had
him, man.
you had Casemiro defense.
You guys can
in
have
there.
your bum ass Modric and his Fugazi
when Pogba
2018.
wins a Ballon d'Or, holla at me, bro. Holla at me.
Should have won it this year.
Holla at me.
He won the World
Should have
Cup.
won it on what?
He won the World Cup, and
One
he scored
goal-
on the final.
1 goal the whole World Cup.
Two.
Come on, man.
Two.
Now you got a
Two.
couple.
Scored against
2.
Australia.
2.
How many did Modric
Great.
have?
let's
One?
keep plowing ahead, man. We're
Oh, I remember he missed a
we're talking
PK against Denmark. Had
We're
to get
talking
bailed
about
out by
Arsenal
Subasic.
Football
This
Club
episode
versus
gotta be
Huddersfield.
labeled
Okay, Huddersfield won.
Modric versus Pogba. And
All right.
Modric's name got to come first because he's better.
Nah, Pogba, Modric.
And I
Modric,
love Pogba, man.
because of the alphabet. That's why.
Because of
And
the
comes
Ballon
before
d'Or.
P.
Yeah, Ballon B comes before that P. Come on, man. Stop hating. Now time to talk about my club.
Ew.
No one cares, man.
Right.
No, you guys always
Cares
lose
about this
energy
rope
when it
of
comes to
bums.
Arsenal, bro.
Well, it's always so late in the
Yeah,
show.
It's the
always
same
fucking
shit,
energy,
man.
man.
Same
No love.
Cronky this. Emery doesn't have his players. The fans. DT's ranting on YouTube,
Look,
man.
man,
Fuck.
we were killing Huddersfield up until the second half, man. It was a little bit nervy. It was nervy. Huddersfield came out with some fire. This could have been a 2-2 type of a
And
game.
it's
They
weird
missed some
because
chances.
You guys are a second half team too, and in this game, you've been accused of having slow starts. This game, you go into half 2-0 up, bossing in control.
Took the foot off the gas.
That's it.
Took the foot off the gas.
So the question was, why do you guys start slow and then pick it up second half? Is mentality. Why do you start fast in the first half, take your foot off the gas in the second half? It's mentality, man, and it's tough to even like. You say why we lose energy on Arsenal because the same problem persists. There's no leadership there. Sure, Koscielny's back, blah blah blah, but like he's fucking done, dude. No one's listening to what Koscielny has to say. They are, but like you know what I mean. Like he's not coming from that.
What about that
power
boy
place
Nacho?
He is.
Nacho's a leader.
Buck boy Nacho, bro.
Nacho's a leader.
Look, he's a leader, but when you compare,
Nah, I was just joking.
all right. I was gonna give you that.
I was just joking. I know.
So,
I
like-
know. No, we don't
so,
have
like,
any
that's-
leaders, man. But
That's the issue in that, like, the team, as far as talent-wise, is solid. You can compete week to week. But until you address the fact that there's no leader, and it looks like you're going to have to buy someone because you can't wait for Guendouzi. Guendouzi looks like one day he'll be a leader.
Yeah.
Torreira with his play will be a leader. Aubameyang, Lacazette, those are like player leaders. But in that locker room, when you're down 1-0 at half against Hudders, against Fulham, against these garbage teams, He's the one looking in everyone's eyes, and Xhaka tries, but like his play is too fraudulent,
he can't.
so they can't respect him.
Man.
You can't.
You're purchasing in the transfer market has to be guys who are influential in the locker room and can also play.
I was glad to welcome back Mkhitaryan. We need all the bodies we can get.
What?
Honestly, we need all the
All the
bodies
shit you've been talking about, Mkhitaryan. This guy's garbage, by the way. He is garbage.
Dog, he's not garbage.
Nah, he's
just
bad.
not. It's just what
He's
it was
bad.
is that you guys like hyped him, or at least Huss and
Listen,
my bro
man, when you
for a
score
little while.
20 goals and
I
get 30 assists in a season, I
the
have a right
Dortmund
to
days.
gas you.
Yeah.
When you're in hand in 50 goals a season.
But I'll tell you what, mate, this ain't Dortmund. And I saw how we played at Man
Figure it
United.
out, man.
And, okay, Jose, he didn't get his fair shot, whatever. Say what you want. He
Yeah,
helped
you
you guys
picked
in
a-
Europa, by
No,
the way.
he did,
Europa
man.
League, he killed
and
it.
he scored that winner against Tottenham as well. Look,
But
if
in
you
the
have
Premier League,
Mkhitaryan-
he's never quite hit off in the Premier League.
No, he hasn't. Fact is he hasn't. But I don't know how Mkhitaryan would be under Solskjaer. You know what I mean? Like where he's a bit more free to be expressive. You watch those highlights.
Dude, he'd be good to very good.
Yeah,
under
that's all
Solskjaer.
I'm saying. No, man,
Like
well,
some
To be
players
fair
are
for
playing
him,
up.
the beginning of last season when we finished second, he was on fire. Up
Yeah,
until
man. He
up until
started
like
there.
December, he started
Yeah.
to cool off, and then the rumors came up, and then
Yeah.
he really started falling off.
Dude, he can help a team with 10 goals, 5 assists.
Which is why I was glad to welcome
Yeah.
him back in this game. He's just another player who can be dynamic. He's an upgrade from what we had.
you see
Aubameyang
the
was
game
out
winners in him,
injured.
too?
You see
as
the
well.
second goal? He like
Yeah,
tried
he's part
like
of it.
yeah, he was. What happened was he had the ball. I think Lacazette was like running free. Someone was running like right next to him. There was a defender in between them. Instead of Y passing it, man, he pressed A, passed it right to the fucking defender. Luckily, Maitland-Niles is there to fucking clean it up. Back post goal to Lacazette.
Yeah, and Lacazette, there were a couple of times when he was frustrated in this game just because of the delivery. It would either come late or wasn't the type of delivery he wanted.
Yeah.
At times, Iwobi, again, look, man, he looked electric at times, but his decision-making in the final third does need to improve.
Yeah.
Please use your left foot more, Alex. You got to work on that in training, mate. Everyone knows you're going to go right foot.
Yeah.
He
And
did-
especially, it's tough because he's playing on the left wing. So
Yeah.
like, everything's a cut-in, and that's where all the support is. As
He had like a
defender.
first-time cross with the left foot,
I
which
thought he
look,
was a
I
lefty.
get.
I always thought he was a lefty.
He's a righty, and again, he's not a winger, but again, he's the only like with Mkhitaryan's been out, but he's one of the few guys who has the
attacking,
pace
yeah.
to actually play out there. So look, I don't want to shit on him too much. He does need to improve, but so does everyone else, man. So does everyone else, man. Lacazette though, look, man. As long as he's in the squad, man, there's goals. There's goals to be had. I do. Dennis Suarez is introduced in this game too, but it is the same shit like you guys say with Arsenal, man. We'll see how Emery ends up. He's kind of been dealt a raw deal. I
Yeah,
think.
he got honey dick like Sarri did.
Yeah.
Like where they come in, you get your support, we'll give you what you got to give you. Look, I don't blame Arsenal too much on not spending in January because there just wasn't much available, and anything you spent in January is going to be overpaying because the prime meat comes in the summer. So like, I understand Arsenal saying for business, there's no point us spending in January.
There's money. Dude, if you spend the money, you can get the players.
Look, maybe
Whether summer or January.
maybe, but no. What I'm
Summer
saying
is
the
more
players,
open because the duration is longer and you're not
But the
in
players,
season.
the players you need, you're not in Champions League, so you're not going to draw like the players you need to get you into that solid top four. So you can take a risk on guys like Torreira and Kundozi, that level. You know what I mean? But like, if you want prime A beef, unfortunately, you have to wait.
You're
till
not
the summer.
going to get Prime A beef because we're not in Champions League.
Or the
But
closest to prime A beef.
if we spend, we can get it. I'm telling you, man.
But you
This
have
dude's
been
Chelsea.
spending.
But dog, just look at this window in January. It's been nuts. If we were to look at how much was spent and all that, like
No, but like on who though? Like there were only like 1 or 2 big moves.
mean,
Higuain was a loan. by the
Higuain
way,
comes in as
but
a
he was
loan. You know what I mean?
else was
Pulisic,
big?
another big one.
But
Yeah,
he
he
that
got
doesn't
stayed,
even
but they
count.
bought him and he stayed.
Yeah,
that was
doesn't
a
even
purchase
count.
to loan back. No, I'll take that. At least purchase someone. You know what I mean? Like you can spend the money in January. I'm just looking
It's
at
not.
it.
It's not as effective. except, like,
Leandro Paredes, a center midfielder,
Another gamble.
went to
it's a gamble.
yeah, and that's all we got right now.
Yeah, but like
That's all we
I
got
think
right
you've
now.
taken enough gambles. Like at this point, you gotta fucking cut the gambles out and get guys who are proven. And unfortunately, in January, it's difficult. Aubameyang was a gamble. He's paying off.
Nah, I don't think Aubameyang was a
He
gamble.
was a
No,
gamble,
no, it
bro.
wasn't, man.
How was Aubameyang a gamble?
Guys,
Look at
guys
his
making
goal
40
scoring
goals a
record.
season.
Yeah, but like goal scoring in what league? Just like Mkhitaryan was a
come
gamble.
on, bro.
Mkhitaryan was a gamble as well.
Yeah, but Aubameyang did it for multiple seasons.
But
Mkhitaryan
Lewandowski
had like
be a
a
gamble?
Had the most-
crazy season.
Absolutely,
bro.
but even
Like,
before that, he was productive. It's not like he
if you
came
want to
out of
say
nowhere.
Aubameyang's a gamble, then every player who comes in from out of league is a gamble. Look at his goal track record, bro. Trust me, he wasn't
I will-
a gamble, bro.
he was a gamble
He was.
in that-
That was like
There's a reason he went to Arsenal and not a Champions League team. There's a reason, guys.
Why?
It's not person. The reason is he was a gamble.
I think because all those other teams had number 9s. Diego Costa was there still. You guys have just bought Lukaku.
Yeah, Diego Costa was
Aguero was there. So if there was
what about Liverpool?
If there was one, but they didn't spend on a number 9 though. They never did. They went for Salah and these other guys, right? So there wasn't a want there for a number 9, man. Let's just agree to disagree with that one. I don't think Aubameyang was a gamble by any means.
It was not.
Look at that man's goal scorer. Alvaro Morata. That's a fucking
That was
gamble.
a gamble.
That's a gamble.
He wasn't a. That
You're going
guy
all
had
in.
numbers at Real Madrid.
You said at the table.
One year.
Real Madrid and Juventus.
1 year.
He
That's a
displaced
gamble.
Higuain, bro. He displaced Higuain at 2 top clubs. At 2 top clubs,
Morata had one solid year of 20 plus goals.
Bro, he didn't.
Yeah, I think he scored like 15 goals in the league at Juve.
And at Real Madrid, he
Scored in the Champions League final, lest we forget.
Let me look up Morata's numbers because that's a guy who I have a soft spot for because the numbers were there.
But why did no one want him? We couldn't lock down an actual spot. No, I mean Chelsea
Dude,
is a
Chelsea wanted him, but United wanted him too. But we wanted Lukaku instead.
Yeah. To say that Morata was less of a gamble than Aubameyang, that's
especially with the age thing
crazy,
as well.
man.
Aubameyang was a more mature player when he came over.
One of the reasons why I don't think any of the top 6 sides went for him, besides the fact that everybody kind of had their number 9, had their groove going, was there was a rumor apparently that he was kind of like a kid, like he's like a 29-year-old that acts like a 17-year-old.
Yeah, the personality.
Obviously, he's been proven wrong.
But that's part of the gamble, right, guys? Like
no, but in terms of a player, man, you have to look past that, man.
No,
you have to look past that.
No, you don't, because the big
Look
clubs.
at Diego Costa. Diego Costa was always a locker room headache. Chelsea bought him. They won 2 leagues in 3 years.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's not a gamble.
If you want to throw,
it was a gamble that paid off.
But and that's what it goes to show. Like if you want to apply a gamble to what he's saying, his definition of a gamble, then you can apply it like to most players, right? Especially players coming.
To most players coming
when
from
I think
lower club to a top club.
If Griezmann went to United, is that a gamble?
No, dude, because he's at a top club.
It's the same shit, though.
No, you guys are going extreme.
It's not. No, not you guys. I'm not agreeing with them on that one,
dude. All I'm saying is when a foreign player comes from a smaller club, it's not like he came from Bayern.
Okay, well, Atletico is like a beta to Real Madrid. Let's be real here.
Man,
they are.
Recent history, sure, but in terms of the whole thing, Real Madrid is still the
recent history. They're a beta. They lost them in Champions League final.
Atletico is a beta, no question. But
just like Dortmund,
he's not.
But Dortmund's a beta to Bayern.
But same thing with Aubameyang.
They're the same way.
Exactly.
Maybe Dortmund weren't balling as a club, but Aubameyang has always had seasons where he scored 20 plus. Man, I don't think,
especially when a striker has scored like over like 3-4 seasons over 20 goals. You look at like we had something like 70 goals in like 71
games. You know what I look at? You know what I look at? I look at world interest, man. And we got guys who are much smarter than us. We got guys who are at these games, attending them, who are putting money on the table. That's why I said Hazard is a guy who, for whatever reason, hasn't done enough to convince someone to put money on the table for him. Like, there's stuff we're missing here, guys. Yeah, we watch the game, we read articles, but there are guys who do this for a living. And when there's not a bidding frenzy for a player, I think it's a gamble. And a lot of them, there are different levels of gambles. I don't think it was the same gamble as, I don't know, picking up like Morata. But like it was a risk for Arsenal to pick him up.
There doesn't need to be a bidding frenzy in order for it to be a gamble. No way. Completely disagree on that, man. No way.
No way,
all right,
man.
quick touch then.
Quick touch.
Talk a lot about Arsenal there. Psych. Fucking the only one who got something to say about
There's
Arsenal.
nothing to say, man.
Show,
it's the same shit. You win, you lose. It's the same.
Bro,
I watch Arsenal fan TV.
Nothing, man. Got nothing, man.
I'll watch Arsenal fan
TV.
TV.
Arsenal. They're in 6th place. They're
not. They're in 5th place.
They're in 5th place.
Get your facts straight.
They're stumbling down. They're the same old Arsenal every year.
Get your facts straight.
Listen, man.
Bullshit.
Tom, you can go ahead right now. Not you. Well, everybody can go ahead and watch Arsenal fan TV. They lost last week to Man City. They beat Huddersfield this week. It is the exact same fucking conversation, except one is in a more negative tone and the other one is in a more positive tone.
Arsenal's boring.
It's not the old days. It's not like 2 years ago where they lose to West Brom and Troops and DT and all those guys are screaming at the camera,
to talk
at the
someone
mic.
about Arsenal on this fucking show.
Listen, man, you want to talk about Arsenal? Let's talk about Mesut Ozil, bro. Wagwan, bro. Wagwan with this dude. Same shit, man. There's nothing new.
Talk about Arsenal. Like,
same thing with United as well, man. Same thing with United as well, man.
Same Arsenal every fucking year. There's no trophy in sight, and maybe a League Cup. Well, not this year, or an FA Cup. There's fucking nothing for Arsenal. There's no league challenge. You guys, even top 4 now. You're starting to be a club that's okay hitting top 4 every 2 years.
You're becoming Spurs,
It's
bro.
fucking nothing. You're becoming old Spurs. They're becoming old Spurs. We're like, oh, they'll make top 4. Champions League, you don't do fuck all in it. Europa, you don't do fuck all in it. Like, defenders, who are you buying? There's no one being purchased. Gundozi, you buy a 19-year-old, okay, solid. Torreira.
You can put it in his hands to hold the midfield
man,
and be the general. It's too.
Now we're talking about Arsenal. Here we go. Now we're talking a little
It's the
bit.
same thing.
Now we're talking.
Last week.
It's not a
What's
goddamn...
the
And you
problem
scraped by
with-
Huddersfield 2-1. Give me a fucking
Last
break.
week, if you would have blamed all the
we beat
problems
'em.
with, like, you would.
We're a little nervous at the end. Bro, they scored in like the 94th.
We beat him.
They scored in the 94th.
So they had opportunities all game.
The thing is, last week, if I were to ask you, oh, what's your state of your club? Listen, you got to spend money. We need to do this.
Thank you.
Next week, man, what do you got to do
Talk
for
about
the club?
this-
We got to spend money.
Yeah, but you can talk about the game. You don't talk about the actual, just the state of
Bro,
club.
it
We know
was
the-
boring.
we know
It
the
was
state-
Huddersfield.
We know the state of most clubs, man.
Listen,
But
man,
damn.
if you had smashed them like 4-5-0, there'd be something to talk about. But you beat them 2-1.
Hey, man,
You
it's a good
conceded a
game.
goal. This team has
no one giving love
3
my
goals
boy
more than
Maitland-Niles,
Paul Pogba
man.
has all
He
season.
gets
No one
no
giving my
love.
boy love
Maitland
Iwobi.
gets no love.
No one giving
And what we love for
the celebration. That I love that Sally now.
We talked
man.
about
Let's get it,
Mkhitaryan,
bro.
he's
You want to talk
garbage.
about Lingard's pussy ass
We literally
celebrations?
just
Did
We're
we
talking
talk about
Mkhitaryan
Lingard?
and
We talked
Sally's.
about Lingard today? Nah. We
Yeah.
didn't talk about Lingard. He
Yeah.
didn't play, but we didn't talk about him.
That's why I didn't talk about him.
Yeah, man.
Quick touch.
Palace, Eagles won. West Ham won.
Almost could have been. I had to draw though.
Wolf
my
Zaha back
predictions.
on the score sheet?
Wolf.
Finally, man.
2
Wolf
weeks in a
for
row
your damn
now?
thing. I knew it'd be tough for them to play West Ham coming off that big point against Liverpool, but hey, take the point. I think they'll be safe this season. I think West Ham will be safe, of course.
Oh, you're safe. No, wait. No, you're not. You're 3 points outside. That is wild. You're in 13th place, but you're only 3 points from the relegation
It's
spot.
incredible, the relegation.
That's the
battle.
Premier League, man.
Love
Crazy.
it, man.
I think. But having said that, I think we're still safe.
Yeah, look, you should be
Because
safe.
it means
especially
how many
now-
games is Fulham going to win? How many games is Huddersfield going to win? How many games is
Here was the beef
Cardiff.
before, is that
Cardiff.
you were playing Zaha at number 9, and that's when you guys got into the struggle. Because
now we got
14 games without a goal.
Batshuayi's?
You got Benteke back. The reason was like you're
Fuck
number
Benteke.
9. Look, say fuck
Cowish,
Benteke.
bro.
He's absolutely cowish, but he helps your shape. Doesn't help your production.
Dude, but he hurts the overall result of the game.
He doesn't, bro. He really doesn't.
Tom,
He's just not helping.
hey, it's an open net
not
header.
helping, but he's not
bro.
hurting.
You're 8 feet tall. Just head the
To
ball
me-
in the net.
To me, if you're not helping, you are hurting. Especially at
he was-
striker.
look,
If you're a defender, okay, you're not really like hurting us because
look,
you're battling.
There
Dude,
were
there was
strikers-
an opportunity in this game.
Yeah, yeah.
He turns, bruh, wide open, takes an extra raw touch.
Yeah.
Cowishness. Like, come on, man. You need to
Look,
offload the pressure off Zaha and what's the man's?
Townsend.
Andros.
Townsend a
So
little
here's my
bit.
beef with that: is
They
that when he
vocal
wasn't
point.
playing, motherfuckers, Palace wasn't winning anyway. If he was out of the team and Palace was fucking chugging along, I'd be like, all right, you coming in hurting. I'm saying you're not helping, but you're not hurting because Palace, same old Palace, bro. Whether he's in the
you know
squad
what?
or not, Batshuayi, I
Batman
think,
has
is a guy.
arrived.
He's a guy who might help, but at the same time, I think it's all about freeing up Zaha.
You mean
I
Robin?
think your
No.
number 9 has to free up Zaha.
Yeah,
And
bring
he did-
some attention.
And
a
since
little
he's
bit,
been
man.
in the squad, since he's come
Look,
back from injury, Zaha has 2 goals.
If he scored that bicycle from last week, I might be singing a different tune.
He's
But
not
Yeah.
hurting this
Mans
team,
is
bro.
hurting.
Anyways,
by not
looks
helping.
good for the Eagles, man. Getting points, picking up the
Trash.
draw at home,
He's falling
moving
off.
forward.
Damn,
Big
man. Benteke fell off, man. I feel
Big
bad
time.
for him,
Big
man.
time, man.
Cardiff, man, with the surprise dub. Southampton won. Cardiff
the
2.
beef, the major beef one.
Oh, well, I
Dude,
mean, I
that's a
just
bigger
announced
story,
this
bro.
game, so let's just
All right.
skeet right through it.
Skeet?
Yeah, let's skeet right through
You
it.
gonna skeet right
quick
through it?
skeet.
Skeet shooting,
We
man.
thought Southampton was on the new manager bounce. Psych.
They still are, man, but Cardiff's riding that fucking dead player bounce. So
Yo, no respect now.
it's true, man. They recovered.
You don't have to say it. You can say the player has passed on.
No, he's dead.
Jesus Christ.
You're alive and then you're dead. It's no big deal.
Southampton was feeling it for a
But
little
I
bit,
mean,
right?
I think they Cardiff still charged off that whole. It's a very dramatic, very emotional time for the club, especially with all the relegation. I mean, anyway, we touched on it before, but
Salah.
I think I had faith in Cardiff in this game. I'm not surprised at all if they pulled out the victory here. You know, I mean, Southampton, they're at the same kind of level, fighting for the
I'm
same
surprised
things.
because I thought it would be a draw. I thought,
Yeah.
even split, but this is a
Even
good sign
Steven.
for Cardiff to be able to, in a relegation
Neil
battle
fucking
like this,
Warnock, baby.
just edge
They're gonna
it
go
out.
down.
Shut the fuck up.
They're gonna go down, man. Southampton will figure it out. They'll go down.
Troy
I hope
Deeney-
Southampton don't go down though.
Troy Deeney has the last laugh in this one.
would've
man.
thought?
Watford won. Everton 0. Bro, this game, the Watford fans had snakes. They were handing out snakes amongst the fans, bro. Because of the Marco Silva, current manager of Everton.
Tanking the club.
Who used to be the manager of Watford. He got happy feet when he heard of an offer from Everton. So he's like, you know what? I'm just going to take it easy.
I'm going
to see what's going on. Yeah. Grass is greener. Not so green now, is it?
I know they're handing out snakes at the stadium. That's actually hilarious.
It's the second time they do it. So
Richarlison, man. Talk about him, Al. Talk about your boy. Talk about him.
Well, my boy?
Richarlison, bro. What about your boy Sigurdsson?
What do you want me to say?
Let's talk about it. What happened, man. Sigurdsson was like the second coming of Christ like 2 months ago.
Second coming, he hit the woodwork. I mean, second coming of Christ.
I would swap Paul Pogba for Gylfi Sigurdsson.
In the current climate, yeah, I would.
Right now, would you do it? Right now, would you do it?
Now,
yeah, of course you wouldn't.
I said,
I'm the microwave guy. I'm the fast food guy.
I said that Sigurdsson is a Jose Mourinho type player.
No, he's not.
Sigurdsson is.
No, he's not.
No, he's not. That's
he's not, man. He's got no defense. That's right. He's got like half an offense. He's got a little bit of offense.
Man got free kicks all day. He's a better free kick taker than you.
As far as playing.
Yo. You want to talk about last week when I showed one in Golden Goal?
Oh, is that 1-400?
Yeah, give a damn.
That CR7
They're only going to remember that one. They'll only remember the one, not the 100. They'll only remember the one.
Look, man, Watford, I'm happy for Watford. I know I was talking bad shit to Dini.
Dini's showing his cojones,
he
man.
Went out, he did, man. Look, this was a major win for Watford right here, man. They had the momentum riding. I thought this would be a little bit more of a shootout. Marco Silva, man, in trouble. In trouble, dude.
Do you think he has his job this week?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's not going to get sacked. If Everton would be stupid to sack him now. They'll wait till the end of the season. If someone comes up that's a hot commodity.
And it's not like Everton...
Hypothetically, let's just say, if Manchester United get Pochettino or someone else to replace Solskjaer, maybe Solskjaer's like, hey, like, I want to stay in the Premier League. I want to go for it. If he's available... I might take a swing at them, but they're ninth place. They're exactly where they should be, just like Richarlison and Gylfi Sigurdsson.
I don't know, man. I mean,
Everton weren't like grossly outplayed in this game. Like, it's not like they didn't have their chances.
Okay, well, let's look at who's in front of them.
Kurt Zuma red card.
Yeah. No, let's look who's in front of them. I mean, they got Watford, who were in top 4 at the beginning of the season.
They're overachieving. Right?
They're overachieving. Then they got Wolves, who spent God knows how much money last year, and this year
overachieving.
Still, I mean, they're overachieving, but like
year,
no, guys,
but
in
they're
the last,
going right
in the last 6 games,
they have one win.
One win, guys.
No,
so
two. They have 2.
Everton?
No, the last 6 they have one win.
No, on who scored it says win.
Oh, EPL. Sorry, I was looking at the last 6 games, including the FA Cup, where they lost to Millwall. So like, it's not this. Everton's not this team that's like all of a sudden, we're working towards something. It's one thing,
dude. They're going through they're inconsistent, man. New manager. You get 3 different managers who bought players for this team. It's a whole jubilee of fucking talent.
They gave Marco Silva 150 million. He spent 60 on that on Bum Charleston.
60?
Oh,
35 with the option. It's going to rise up to 50.
40, if anything.
It says 50.
All right,
look, man. Dude, this is Everton's problem. They have not replaced Romelu Lukaku. You see Toussaint Cheng.
They can have him back.
He has a header.
They can have him back.
And you know what?
They'll take him.
Look, dude, maybe that is his level. We'll see. Maybe it is Lukaku's level. He might be big.
He's world class. He's one of the best strikers. Get the fuck out of here. I said he was one of the best strikers in the world.
He is. That's because
he's not. Bro, if he's Everton level, he is not one of the best strikers in the world. I'm sorry.
Hey guys, let's keep this quick touch. Let's keep it a quick touch. We're pushing 2 hours now, I think.
I never made anything definite about Lukaku, dude. But
you said he's one of the best strikers in the world. I ain't seeing it. I ain't seen it for 2 years,
well,
bro.
Shit, you ain't seen Luka Modric, so your opinion's out the window.
No, I've seen Luka Modric. I'm just not impressed. I mean, I think he's an amazing...
Luka is garbage.
Hold on. Pause. Compared to Pogba, he is. But in general, Luka Modric is a fantastic player. Like, to say he didn't help, he wasn't the backbone of that Croatia team is just stupid. But... look who was around him. He had Perisic, who was balling. Mandzukic was balling. I'm just saying.
You can make that argument for Madrid.
Moving on. Next game.
Not for Croatia.
Next match.
No, exactly. He had players that led him to the world. Did he score in the final? No, Perisic scored in the final.
Is this a one-on-one game? No, bro.
Pogba would win in a one-on-one.
Moot points. You're making moot points, man. Like, it got nothing to do with anything, bro.
Keep your Lukaku. Keep him. I'll buy you a jersey, bro.
Look, we'll see.
The Watford fans were very happy with this victory. A lot of applauding. I think Kurt Zuma got a post-game red card, right? He got a yellow card during the game. And I think after
the final whistle?
After the final whistle, if I'm not mistaken, he got a second yellow.
Talk about a guy who fell off. This guy was supposed to be Chelsea's next center back.
This is his first season out of that
It's that ACL
out of that
injury,
cloud.
man. That ACL.
I think
injury
this
is bad.
season and next season he'll be able to prove himself.
Yeah,
for what
look,
it's worth.
No, last
with
season
you.
he was at
I'm with
Stoke.
you.
He had Stoke.
Yeah, and now
But
he's at Everton.
what kind of team is Stoke? You played on a team you're just defending 90 minutes a game.
Then he should shine.
Everton,
Defending 9 minutes a game.
Everton is a team that you go for. They're somewhat progressive. They try to play the right way.
Yeah, he's moving up in the table.
Nah, he was hot though at Chelsea, and then he tore his ACL and it all.
That's what it was. It was an injury.
He's also a center back. It's still early, man. He's 24 years old. Center backs
Fucking
usually
crazy.
figure it out at 28, 29. That's exactly where he should be for
He's a
now. Dude.
scary looking dude.
I think his potential is still up there. Not, best in the world or anything. But I could see him maybe at Tottenham in a few years once they get rid of Vertonghen and Toby Alderweireld.
Yeah, no, the kid's he's still good, man.
He's still promising. Is he as shiny as he was 3 years ago? No, since the ACL.
injury,
but
derailed him.
This dude could fucking find his way into a top 6 again, man. He's got the body for it. He's got a mind for it.
He's coming
Clearly
for
has
Rob Holding's
aggression.
spot at Arsenal.
Fucking Dini.
That's another dude who
that's a
suffered
good
an
sign.
ACL, bro.
That's a good
I'd
sign
take
for
Zuma.
Arsenal.
Dude, I'm
That's
telling
a
you, bro.
great
Dude,
signing.
Zuma
We're
would
brittle.
be huge for
Exactly.
Arsenal.
He's a grown ass
Fucking
man there.
That's a
I'd
sign
have a
for
guy with
Arsenal.
some strength who's athletic. He can recover when Mustafi gets megged. Like, I'll take
Nah,
that.
bro.
That's a good
Yo,
sign,
he'd be
guys.
your Van Dijk as far as strength. I mean, not so much ball playing ability, but
No, Socrates would still be that guy in my opinion.
But there's guys like that level.
So
Zuma,
greats.
Nathan Ake is another guy who's kind of that level. It's like,
That's
all right, like,
Ake is in that neighborhood.
you got to get guys like that.
All right,
just
sure,
right
man.
now, man.
Brighton 1, Burnley 3.
barn burner.
Chris Wood gets himself a brace here. One of the goals gifted with Duffy slipping. But this was a bit of a mini relegation battle.
Duffy duffed it up.
He did duff it up, man. Burnley.
We
get
said a
all
couple
3
weeks ago that
points.
they were down. We were like, oh, Sean Dyche.
Duffy did get a goal, though, so.
Yeah, he
man.
got one back, so he recovered a little bit. But this was a good game. Look,
Was
I
it?
don't want to get carried away. It wasn't a great game, but it was, at least there were 4 goals in it.
Yeah,
So in
it
that
was.
sense, it was a quote unquote good game. It was near the relegation zone, so
6-pointer.
yeah, it was a 6-point swing here. So Burnley staying alive, still surprisingly only 3 points off relegation zone, the 18th spot. It looks like Fulham and Huddersfield are done. Fulham are now
No,
7.
don't say Fulham are done.
Dude, they're 7 points off the pace.
Yeah, they're gone, bro.
Look, I'm not gonna say they're gone, but it looks like
I will.
I'd say 75%.
Fulham's gone.
Dude, Leicester
They're done.
City, fuck off. Leicester City, man, the year before they won the title, they were fucking dead and buried. Then they won 7 of the last 9 games and they stayed up.
Now, you can't have
As
2
long as-
EPL teams.
as long
bro.
as- look,
I know
this
you got
is-
Man U and
no,
Palace are like
no,
your little
Fulham-
baby.
Fulham, I have no.
Can't have 3.
Hey,
bro.
I have no
Can't have
allegiance. I have no allegiance to Fulham. I have allegiance to Craven Cottage. I fucking love that stadium.
That's allegiance, mate. There's something
Look,
there.
there's 2 guys.
something
There's 2
there.
guys
You don't base the
no.
Selhurst Park? You
Too
know
much.
Selhurst
Selhurst
Park?
Park. Park's fucking
There are 3 guys who need
class.
to pop off to keep Fulham up.
Sherla,
Mitrovic,
Mitrovic.
Sherla, and Babel. If they get Babel more involved, this dude one-on-one can make things happen. Obviously,
Even a
his
young
career didn't
Sessegnon.
take- Sessegnon.
Sessegnon.
He can help, man.
Those 3 guys.
He
If
should
you
be
get
playing week
Mitrovic
in, week
scoring
out.
again, get him some service.
They need
why
to
I
fix
want
the right back
that
situation.
back line, guys. The attack, Fulham's attack is good.
Let's talk
the
about-
back line.
All right, we're talking about Fulham again.
Tim Ream, stay strong,
let's
man.
just plow ahead. Let's
Stay
plow
strong,
ahead.
Tim Ream.
Giving up 58 goals in 26
Jesus
games.
Stay
Crow.
strong, Hobie. Stay
Jeez,
strong.
It's rough,
Crow.
dude. It's rough.
Do
All
your
right.
best.
Real quick, we were talking about earlier the Madrid derby. Atletico getting
How's Sergio Ramos going to have more goals than Lukaku, bro? Are you going to tell me Lukaku's one of the best
He takes
strikers?
some PKs. What do you mean?
I don't give a damn. I don't care.
CR7's not there anymore, so man's like, look, I've been captain for over 10 years. I'm taking these damn PKs.
Nah, man.
Jamon Lee.
Jamon Lee.
James Milner had more goals than Pogba at a certain time.
Yeah, it did.
Jamon is PKs, man. I can't give it to you.
Yo, in your eyes,
In my eyes, bro. You're
in your
James Milner.
fucking eyes.
You're a James Milner guy. You're a James Milner
I
guy.
fucking hate James Milner, but that
Like that
stat fucking proved a point.
That
God
guy-
damn it.
We're talking about the here and now,
Oh,
bro.
yeah, we're talking about my fucking
now we are.
James Milner.
That's why it's called the past, bro. Let's talk about it now. Who's got more goals? Who's got more goals?
I'm just saying,
Yeah,
bro.
bet, bro. Bet. That's why I didn't think
Oh,
he's
he's got more
Sparky's.
goals than Milner. You want a round of applause for that?
Yeah,
Man's
bro.
playing right
I mean,
back
he's got
to
more
left.
goals than the best player in the world of 2018.
Bro, it's
yeah.
okay if you're wrong sometimes, man. It's
I'm
okay.
not wrong. You guys are just wilding. You guys are just crazy. I'm glad I didn't bring you Sparkies. You didn't deserve it.
That's cool, man. That's
Gareth
cool. Bring my
Bale
own Sparkies.
comes
yeah.
on.
Drive to Haverhill. Let's see that.
Comes on to ice the game,
got
to
coach
Sparky
around
the
here.
game. Makes it 3-1 here. Atletico beat in front of their own fans. To be expected, though. Obviously, it's never, it's
With
never
Real
good.
Madrid's form, I don't know if it was expected for them.
No,
to
it is,
lose.
man. Look, no matter how bad Real Madrid are, it's expected they beat Atletico. It's not always the case, but like fucking hell, like that's just the what's it called?
The history,
ranking
man.
of the league, bro.
Shit,
Man United's expected to fucking beat Arsenal every time they play.
Oh, looky. Who got an assist this game? Weird. Modric.
How many goals did he have? Nothing.
Here we go.
How many goals did Pogba?
Never wrong.
How many goals did Pogba have this
You like
weekend?
LeVar Ball. You never lost.
I'm just saying, bro.
Never lost.
All right, y'all. Thank you for joining us. It's been real. Anything else before we go, guys?
Pogba's the GOAT. Other than that, not much else.
Peace.
Pogba GOAT.